Chapter 492. Looking at the unconscious Xiao Chen, Yi Xiaoye was actually grateful to him. If it weren't for him today, she would definitely be dead. Moreover, she was careless just now. That way. Facing Xiao Chen and being seen by him, she couldn't blame him. However, Yi Xiaoye was a little conflicted. She was a candidate for the holy maiden of the demon sect. She should be pure and clean. Now, her body was seen by two men. Sigh. Yi Xiaoye sighed. However, Yi Xiaoye couldn't kill these two people. Yi Xiaoye also benefited a lot from dual cultivation with White Fox, and he was her partner. As for Xiao Chen, she couldn't kill him. Not only did he save her, but he also had his identity. In fact, if it was only White Fox, Yi Xiaoye could barely accept it. If she couldn't become the holy maiden of the demon sect in the future, then she would continue to be with White Fox. But Xiao Chen. She lived in the same villa with him. How could they meet in the future? Yi Xiaoye sat on the spot and looked at Xiao Chen with some depression. She complained in her heart that he didn't know how to lie. After a while, Xiao Chen woke up again. He subconsciously didn't dare to open his eyes. However, through the gap between his eyes, he saw Yi Xiaoye sitting on the side. He couldn't help but be a little puzzled. He called out, "Yi Xiaoye? Oh. You're awake?" Yi Xiaoye saw that Xiao Chen woke up so quickly. She thought that this guy's physical fitness was really good. "I didn't mean to look just now." Xiao Chen said, "I saw it as soon as I opened my eyes." You still say it? Can't you not say it?" Yi Xiaoye was a little annoyed. "After returning to the villa, don't mention it again. Let me see it. It's not the first time I saw it." Xiao Chen smiled bitterly. His strength had been exposed. Some things should be told the truth. "What do you mean? You've peeped on me before?" Yi Xiaoye was stunned for a moment, then continued to ask, "Oh right, why are you so strong? Then why are you still pretending to be useless? You're actually at stage 10 inner force? And it can even kill martial masters? Huh. You've asked so many questions, which one should I answer first?" Xiao Chen said, "Actually, all of this is the same problem. I've never peeped on you. The two of us dual cultivate every day. Why would I need to peep? Dual cultivation every day?" Yi Xiaoye was slightly taken aback. She looked at Xiao Chen in disbelief. Her face revealed an incomparably shocked expression. She widened her eyes and looked at Xiao Chen. Xiao Chen was a little scared by Yi Xiaoye's stare. He couldn't help but say, "Little Yi, Xiao Chen, you are a white fox?" Yi Xiaoye asked in disbelief. "Yes, I am." Xiao Chen nodded. "Then why didn't you say so earlier?" Yi Xiaoye directly extended her leg and kicked Xiao Chen again, this time on his face. However, this time, Xiao Chen didn't faint. Moreover, he saw something he shouldn't have seen. "You keep showing me. Is this really okay?" Xiao Chen's breathing was slightly hurried. "Humph." Yi Xiaoye retracted her leg and glared at Xiao Chen. "Hey, then why do you keep lying to me? Why didn't you say so earlier? Is there any point in lying to me? To think that I always thought you were useless. I even said so many encouraging words to you. Did you take it as a joke?" "Of course not." Xiao Chen quickly shook his head and solemnly looked at Yi Xiaoye and said, "Actually, I have always been very grateful to you. As a warrior, you still said so much to a useless person like me. Moreover, you even shared your sex martial skills and mental cultivation method with me. I feel that you are a very good person. However, I am also a little puzzled. Why are you so good to me? Don't tell me that you like me. Go to hell." Yi Xiaoye glared at Xiao Chen. "Even if I like the white fox, I won't like you." "But I am the white fox," Xiao Chen said innocently. "You still haven't answered my question. Why didn't you say so earlier?" Yi Xiaoye was a little annoyed as she looked at Xiao Chen angrily. It's not that I don't want to say it, but I can't let people know that I have strength. If someone wants to deal with me, I have to secretly investigate, so I can only hide my strength. Not only you, but also Menjing doesn't know. Xiao Chen said, the white fox can be said to be another identity of mine. If it wasn't because of my close relationship with you, I would not have confessed. Oh? Even Menjing doesn't know? Yi Xiaoye felt a little better after listening, but she thought of an important question. Does Shen Jingxian know? She knows. Xiao Chen nodded, but it's different. She is my girlfriend. Oh. That is to say, I am the first to know besides her? Yi Xiaoye asked. Not really. And Tang, she. Xiao Chen hesitated and said. Oh, I heard about it. Yi Xiaoye didn't have any special expression. She just said, then why didn't you tell me since you have been my partner for so long? I feel that our relationship, although not intimate, is also a friend of life and death, right? Besides, we double cultivate together every day. Our relationship is just a little worse than your girlfriend, right? I did recognize you when I did the first task, but at that time, my relationship with you was not very good. We were just roommates and task partners, so I didn't tell you, Xiao Chen said. Yi Xiaoye could understand why Xiao Chen said that. After all, if the two of them weren't familiar with each other, Xiao Chen wouldn't have opened his heart to her. After all, the cultivation world was filled with danger. It was full of deceit and deception. If one wasn't careful, they could be framed. What happened later? Why didn't you tell me later? Yi Xiaoye asked. Later. As we became familiar with each other, it was not easy for me to tell you. If I told you, you would think that I lied to you. Xiao Chen said, especially the two of us. After the summit, we began to double cultivate, and our relationship was much closer. If I told you, would you feel that living with me was a strange feeling? Strange? No wonder you came in through my bedroom door every night without being discovered by others. It turned out to be like this. Yi Xiaoye snorted, I feel strange now. If I knew you were White Fox, Yi Xiaoye didn't know what she was going to do. What if she knew? She felt a little better in her heart. If two men saw her body, it would be a strange feeling. Now it was just Xiao Chen, and he was White Fox. Yi Xiaoye was relieved. However, her relationship with Xiao Chen was unclear. Although Xiao Chen was not an outsider, Yi Xiaoye had a marriage contract with the Devil Gate. So what if I knew? Aren't we still going to double cultivate? Xiao Chen said, how's your wound? Is it serious? Why not? It hurts so much. I forgot to look for injury medicine when I was talking to you. As Yi Xiaoye spoke, she was about to look for injury medicine. She lay down and turned around. She didn't care if Xiao Chen could see anything. Anyway, White Fox had seen it several times before. She was a little numb. She often saw White Fox naked, so she didn't feel uncomfortable in her heart. However, she didn't expect that Xiao Chen. Actually, he reached out and touched her thigh. Xiao Chen, what are you doing? Yi Xiaoye was shocked. She turned around and glared at Xiao Chen. Even if she had double cultivated with him, she couldn't take it too far, right? Previously, White Fox was a very serious person. Could it be that Xiao Chen was the real nature? Don't move. You don't have to look for it. I will heal you. As Xiao Chen spoke, he circulated the mantra and began to heal Yi Xiaoye. Although there was a big wound on Yi Xiaoye's leg, it was just a superficial wound. It was really painful, but it wasn't serious. Xiao Chen easily healed the injury. Healing. Yi Xiaoye suddenly blushed. She thought that Xiao Chen wanted to take advantage of her. Okay, done. Xiao Chen let go of Yi Xiaoye's thigh and clapped his hands. Is it easy to touch? Yi Xiaoye asked. Not bad. Xiao Chen smiled. I will kill you. Yi Xiaoye said angrily. That's not easy to touch, okay? Xiao Chen was speechless. How dare you? Yi Xiaoya wanted to kick Xiao Chen again, but after thinking about it, she was really free, so she gave up. However, when she thought about her inappropriate relationship with Xiao Chen, Yi Xiaoya felt that she no longer wanted to be the demon sex saintess. In the past, she felt that the demon sex saintess was very glorious. If she was chosen, she could command the demon sect. But now that she thought about it, marrying someone she didn't know was meaningless. By the way, Xiao Chen, you said that you saw me and even touched me. Are you going to take responsibility? Yi Xiaoya asked. Take responsibility? Xiao Chen was stunned. Stop fooling around. Little Yi, aren't you the demon sex saintess? How can I take responsibility? If I take responsibility, won't your sect hunt me down? Can't you just run for the demon sex sect leader? Yi Xiaoya said, at that time, you will be the demon sex sect leader and I will be the demon sex saintess. This way, we can continue to be partners and we can even dual cultivate. Isn't that good? It seems, not bad. Xiao Chen smiled bitterly. But is it so easy to become the demon sex sect leader? I'm not a candidate, nor am I a member of the demon sect. How can I choose? When the time comes, there will be a demon sect conference. You just need to register. Yi Xiaoya said, you should register through the Devil Star sect. Sweat, don't tell me you've fallen for me. Xiao Chen thought about it. This Mormon sect leader seemed to be quite fun. If he had the strength, it wouldn't be bad to give it a try. I just feel that since I'm close to you, I don't want to have anything to do with others. I'm quite good with you. I like this kind of life. Yi Xiaoya said, however, don't think that I like you. I just feel that the two of us are quite compatible and suitable to be comrades. Oh, okay. Xiao Chen thought for a moment and said, when the time comes, if you don't want to be that saintess, I'll run for the sect leader. This was probably a matter for a long time. He was already a cultivator at the 9th level of the Qi refinement stage. At that time, his strength would definitely be higher. There was still hope for him to compete for the demon sex sect leader. Chapter 493. Okay, it's a deal. Yi Xiaoya listened to Xiao Chen's guarantee and was a little happy. Xiao Chen nodded. Actually, I also cherish our friendship. You are my first combat partner and also a dual cultivation partner. Pfft. Yi Xiaoya thought that the combat partner wasn't bad, but the dual cultivation partner. Why does it sound like we are friends with benefits? You also know this? Xiao Chen was stunned. Nonsense, I'm not a fool, said Yi Xiaoya. My physical strength was a little overdrawn before. Why don't we dual cultivate again? Asked Xiao Chen. Now? Yi Xiaoya was a little hesitant. Isn't it too bright here? Can't we just cover the tent? Xiao Chen said, besides, it's not like I haven't seen it before. I've seen the bottom, but not the top. Yi Xiaoya glared at Xiao Chen. I've seen it too. Xiao Chen said weakly. Get lost. Yi Xiaoya closed the tent and began to take off her clothes. Xiao Chen also began to take off his clothes, and then, the two of them began to dual cultivate palm to palm. With the help of Yi Xiaoya, Xiao Chen's progress was very fast. Soon, Xiao Chen's physical strength recovered, and Yi Xiaoya also gained a lot of benefits. When the two of them put on their clothes and left the tent, the sky was already bright. Let's go back. Xiao Chen said, I still have to prepare breakfast for you. It feels weird. You're a martial artist at the 10th level of inner force. You're actually preparing breakfast for us. Right, when did you reach the 10th level of inner force? Moreover, you seem to be at the peak of great perfection. Otherwise, how can you kill a martial artist? Asked Yi Xiaoya curiously. A while ago, I advanced in the Shin family, said Xiao Chen. How did you advance so quickly? Teach me, I want to level up too. Yi Xiaoya said enviously. You can't learn this. Xiao Chen coughed twice and said with a red face. Can't learn it? Why? Do you think I don't know how to do it if you teach me? Yi Xiaoye was a little unwilling. She thought that Xiao Chen was hiding something. Actually, it's like this. Jingxian and I are a step further in dual cultivation. You know what I mean, Xiao Chen said. Advance further? Then, let's take another step. Huh? Yi Xiaoye suddenly turned to look at Xiao Chen. Did you and Shen Jingxian do that? Xiao Chen didn't hide it. Oh. Yi Xiaoye nodded. Can I level up faster that way? Yeah, do you want to try? Xiao Chen smirked. No. Yi Xiaoye shook her head decisively. Hee hee. Xiao Chen smiled. The two returned to the villa. Xiao Chen first looked at the flower garden and found that the seeds had already sprouted. This made Xiao Chen a little happy. Yi Xiaoye naturally saw it too. She was very surprised. You are the one who can cultivate seeds. Why are you using my devil centipede fruit? Decocting medicine. Xiao Chen said, you use medicinal herbs to help you level up. I need to use them too. Didn't I borrow your electric clay pot for decocting medicine? I see. Yi Xiaoye nodded. She didn't ask about Xiao Chen's prescription. After all, every martial artist's prescription might be different. Martial artists had different physiques, so there would be some differences. Moreover, these medicinal herbs were mainly auxiliary. However, Yi Xiaoye's prescription was rather unique. Her prescription had a special origin and was very beneficial for cultivation. Therefore, she didn't covet Xiao Chen's prescription. Look, haven't these medicinal herbs sprouted? Xiao Chen said with a smile. Yeah, I didn't expect that. However, you really can cultivate medicinal herbs out of season. When you are short of money, you can cultivate some medicinal herbs. That way, you will make a lot of money, Yi Xiaoye said. Forget it. I don't have the time. Xiao Chen shook his head. After looking at the medicinal herbs, he walked into the villa with Yi Xiaoye. At that moment, Qing Menjing and Jean Beibei came downstairs, yawning. When they saw Yi Xiaoye and Xiao Chen coming in, they were a little surprised, especially when they saw Yi Xiaoye dressed so skimpily. Xiao Chen, you. Qing Menjing looked at Yi Xiaoye strangely. Yi Xiaoye hung the curtain and fell from upstairs. Her legs were scratched, Xiao Chen said. Ah. Qing Menjing looked at Yi Xiaoye in surprise. As expected, the nightgown on her legs was torn, and there were many bloodstains on it. She fell from upstairs? Then why didn't she fall to her death? Jean Beibei asked curiously. She fell on Xiao Chen. Of course she didn't die. Yi Xiaoye snorted and went upstairs. Oh. Jean Beibei didn't say anything. She looked at Yi Xiaoye, who went upstairs, and suddenly found that her lower body was unbuttoned. She glanced at Xiao Chen in surprise but didn't ask anything. Xiao Chen made breakfast quickly. Yi Xiaoye had already put on her clothes and went downstairs. After breakfast, Xiao Chen drove eldest Miss and Jean Beibei to school. In the Xie family, Xie Chen was tied to a tiger stool. Emperor Xie had just beaten him, but Xie Chen slapped him again. Then he asked fiercely, "Tell me, what else did you do? Tell me everything. Don't leave anything out." At that moment, Xie Chen had already told Emperor Xie that he had secretly stirred up trouble and sent emails to Shen Zhenghao and Shen Huanling. The reason why he got involved in the Sun family's business was that he hated Xiao Chen and wanted to get a share of the profits. However, he and the Sun family were finished before he got the money. What else? Tell me. Emperor Xie asked fiercely. Well, Anne. Xie Chen racked his brains, thinking about the bad things he had done recently. However, he had said everything that should be said. It seemed that he didn't miss anything. Keep thinking. What other troubles did you cause for our Xie family? Emperor Xie shouted. Ah. Also, We seem to have offended Yang Jiannan from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, the leader of Team C. The situation was like this. After thinking about it, Xia Chen could only think of this incident. He told Yang Jiannan about what happened that day in the private room with Medicine Master Sun and the two fake Japanese businessmen. He said that they kidnapped a female student, but Yang Jiannan rushed in and rescued her. What? You also offended the Supernatural Investigation Bureau? Emperor Xia was furious. The Xia family needed the Supernatural Investigation Bureau to be promoted to an aristocratic family in the future. However, Xia Chen offended the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. Thinking of this, Emperor Xia broke into a cold sweat. He was ready to remedy the situation. He thought about it and prepared to apologize to Yang Jiannan. Yang Jiannan might not care about this matter, but the Xia family couldn't pretend that nothing happened. What if Yang Jiannan cared? Emperor Xia couldn't care less about Xia Chen. He quickly left the room and asked someone to prepare a generous gift. As for Yang Jiannan's whereabouts, he had heard about it recently. Yang Jiannan was studying in Songning Second High School. His current identity was a student. Although he didn't know the purpose of Yang Jiannan's actions, he thought that Yang Jiannan was on a mission. Of course, Emperor Xia didn't know about the conflict between Yang Jiannan and White Fox. If he knew, he would definitely make a choice instead of trying to please both sides. After preparing a generous gift, Emperor Xia quickly drove to Songning Second High School. He waited at the school gate for a while. When he saw Yang Jiannan's car enter the school, he quickly followed and went to the parking lot. Yang Tan and Xia Shibin got out of the car. Emperor Xia also quickly got out of the car and walked over. Yang Jiannan naturally knew who Emperor Xia was. Although the Xia family wasn't an aristocratic family, the Xia family was now in the limelight. As the leader of the management group C of the secular world's aristocratic families, how could Yang Tan not know him? Isn't this young Master Xia Huang? May I know what you are here for? Xia Shibin saw Emperor Xia walking over and couldn't help but ask. Leader Yang, Mr. Xia, I wonder if you two have time. Get in my car and let me apologize to Team Leader Yang. Xia Huang cautiously gestured for him to get in. Oh. Apologize? What do you mean? Yang Tan was stunned and didn't understand. Let's talk in the car. Emperor Xia thought that Yang Jiannan was deliberately doing this. He naturally had to explain. Okay. Yang Tan was also a little puzzled. He nodded and took Xia Shibin to Emperor Xia's car. He wanted to see what he was going to do. After getting in the car, Emperor Xia said, Leader Yang, I'm really sorry about what happened that day. Xia Chen said that you entered the private room and took someone away. They didn't know that it was your people. Wait, what are you talking about? Yang Tan waved his hand and interrupted Emperor Xia's words. He asked, what do you mean I entered the private room? Who did I take away? Who? It's Kerlin. Emperor Xia said, at that time, didn't you go to the private room of the nightclub and take Kerlin away? At that time, Xia Chen, Medicine Master Sun, and others were in the private room. Me? Take Kerlin away? Yang Tan turned his head and looked at Xia Shibin inexplicably. When did this happen? Also, who is Kerlin? Have I seen her before? Kerlin. Xia Shibin's heart suddenly moved, but on the surface, he looked at Emperor Xia calmly and said, which nightclub and which private room are you talking about? What exactly happened? Tell me the details. Cherry Blossom Never Sleep City. Emperor Xia was also a little puzzled, but he thought that Yang Jiannan didn't want to admit it, so he said truthfully, it's the 308 private room. The situation at the time was like this. Are you sure that person was me? Yang Tan also found that something was wrong. This Emperor Xia said it so confidently as if there was really such a thing. Could it be that someone pretended to be me? Yeah. Xia Chen said it. Emperor Xia nodded. Xia Shibin, go to Cherry Blossom Never Sleep City now and get me the surveillance video of that day. I want the one in the private room corridor, and then show it to me. Yang Tan ordered, Go now. Yes. Xia Shibin was best at doing this kind of thing. He nodded, got out of the car directly, and drove away. Chapter 494. In the car, Xia Huang looked at Yang Tan inexplicably. He now realized that things weren't so simple. Could it be that Xia Chen was lying? However, he shouldn't be lying. After all, there was no need and significance. You wait first. Wait for Xia Shibin to come back. Yang Tan waved his hand and gestured to Xia Huang to wait. Okay. Xia Huang had no choice but to agree. In fact, in Xia Shibin's heart, he had already roughly guessed some things. He was now going to Cherry Blossom Nightless City to check the surveillance video. In fact, he also wanted to confirm his guesses and ideas. When he arrived at Cherry Blossom Nightless City, Xia Shibin didn't have to spend much effort at all. He directly found the boss and showed his ID. The boss directly cooperated with him to get the surveillance video. In fact, Xia Shibin still had a police identity. Although the boss didn't know about the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, he had to cooperate with the police in handling the case. After getting the video, Xia Shibin took a look at the person on the screen and suddenly understood. Sure enough, his guess was right. The person who pretended to be Yang Tan was Xiao Chen. That day, at the entrance of the nightclub, Xia Shibin had been following Xiao Chen and took photos of him. On that day, the person who Xiao Chen saw taking photos was Xia Shibin. Looking at the familiar clothes on the surveillance screen, watching Xiao Chen walk out of the private room and carry Lin downstairs, Xia Shibin no longer had any doubts. He quickly took the video and returned to Songning Second High School. In the car, Xia Shibin didn't say much. He just nodded to Yang Tan and gave him a look. Yang Tan and Xia Shibin had worked together for many years, so he naturally knew what Xia Shibin meant. So, he coughed twice and said to Xia Huang, "Forget it. It's nothing much. You can go. Your Xia family may have helped me this time. I will remember you. If there are any good things in the future, I won't forget you." Okay. Thank you, Team Leader Yang. Although Xia Huang didn't understand what had happened, he didn't dare to ask much. He respectfully sent the two people off the car and watched them return to their car before Xia Huang drove away. When they returned to Yang Tan's car, Yang Tan asked, "What happened?" "It's Xiao Chen." Xia Shibin said, "It was Xiao Chen who pretended to be you. His other identity was actually you, and he even deceived Xia Chen and Sun Yaoshi. It shows that his imitation is very good, or at least it's not easy to find any flaws. Leader, this Xiao Chen is a scourge. We can't let him live. I didn't have a chance to touch him before. Now, I can use the fact that he pretended to be me to investigate him and take him away." Yang Tan nodded. "Is there any evidence?" "No." Xia Shibin said with a bitter face, "Xiao Chen is very sly. In the private room, he pretended to be you, team leader. When he left the private room, he changed back to his original appearance. In the end, in the video, it was Xiao Chen himself. He didn't pretend to be you." In fact, what Xia Shibin didn't know was that Xiao Chen used illusion. It was just that illusion was effective on people, but it had no effect on machines. In the video, it was naturally Xiao Chen. It couldn't be Yang Tan. "I see." Yang Tan frowned. Without absolute evidence, he really couldn't do anything to ordinary people. This was really a bit difficult. "Team leader, we can slowly find the evidence. Since we already know that Xiao Chen can pretend to be you, then he will definitely expose some flaws. We just have to pay more attention." Xia Shibin said, "Although I followed him before and didn't find anything, if I didn't follow him, how could I suddenly think of Xiao Chen when Xia Huang spoke?" "Yes, then let's continue to collect evidence." Yang Tan nodded. "However, I think I should talk to Song Huawu." Yang Tan and Xia Shibin came to the classroom, but they didn't talk much. Instead, they returned to their seats. Class was about to start, and Yang Tan also had to think about how to talk to Song Huawu. Song Huawu and Xiao Chen had been sitting at the same table for a long time, and it seemed that the relationship between the two people wasn't bad. Maybe Song Huawu knew something. Xiao Chen still didn't know that Xia Huang had done something bad out of good intentions. He didn't expect Xia Chen to talk about Kerlin in the private room. He still came to the classroom as usual. Because of yesterday's basketball game, Xiao Chen's popularity was very high. The students in the class looked at Xiao Chen with some admiration. Yesterday, Xiao Chen won honor for number 2 middle school and grade 12 class 1. Any student with a sense of collective honor would feel that the basketball game in grade 12 was very meaningful. After some time, when they talked about the basketball game with their friends again, they would feel very proud because their class had crushed number 1 high school with an absolute advantage. The basketball star is here? Song Huawu looked at Xiao Chen and smiled. Are you also making fun of me? Xiao Chen was stunned for a moment, then immediately smiled and said, I really didn't expect that Yang Tan actually didn't do anything to me yesterday. At least he has a little sense of honor. No matter how stupid he is, it's impossible for him to destroy his own class. That makes me hate him even more. Song Huawu shrugged. But it's better if you don't provoke him. First, his own strength is there. Second, he is the leader of Team C of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. This identity is not to be underestimated within the Bureau. If he doesn't provoke me, I can't be bothered to pay attention to him. After the battle with Endowma, Xiao Chen finally recognized the absolute advantage of cultivators. No wonder Elder Heaven ancestors said that cultivators were a dazzling existence. Sure enough, when facing Yang Tan now, Xiao Chen could kill him in minutes. Even if he was at the peak of the 10th level of inner force, it would be nothing. By the way, haven't you completed your mission? Why are you still in Songning City? No, I heard that an ancient cultivation relic was found nearby. The Supernatural Investigation Bureau wants to see if we can get a share. Song Huawu said. Oh. You guys are interested in this too? Xiao Chen was stunned. He didn't expect Song Huawu to know about this. Moreover, she stayed here for this matter. Why wouldn't you like it? Song Huawu asked. You don't know that the Supernatural Investigation Bureau is also very poor. There is a shortage of cultivation resources. Only those with backing and background can get them. Otherwise, why do you think my strength is so low? But isn't Yang Tan's strength good? Xiao Chen asked curiously. He has backing. Song Huawu shook her head. I don't have backing. I can only rely on myself to carry out missions in exchange for contribution points to the Supernatural Investigation Bureau and then obtain cultivation resources. And this time, if I can get the cultivation resources from the ancient relic, half of them will belong to me. Oh. Xiao Chen nodded, but he didn't say that he would go too. Will Yang Tan go? Him? Who knows? I don't think he will take this risk. He has a big backing in the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. He doesn't need to count on these resources. Song Huawu said, but it's hard to say. Maybe he will bother me. Okay. Xiao Chen nodded. Soon, the bell rang. Miss Wang walked into the classroom. She first praised the basketball game yesterday before the class began. After the class, Xiao Chen went to the toilet. Yang Tan, who was already prepared, quickly came to Song Huawu's side and sat beside her. Song Huawu frowned slightly. She felt a little disgusted, but she still asked as usual, Team Leader Yang, why are you looking for me? Is there a new mission from the organization? Song Huawu, I am now formally questioning you on behalf of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau's Team C. As soon as Yang Tan spoke, he stood on the side of his identity. This way, Song Huawu would have to think twice if she wanted to lie. Song Huawu was slightly stunned. She then nodded and said seriously, okay, Team Leader Yang, please speak. Song Huawu, you have been sitting at the same table with Xiao Chen for a long time, right? Asked Yang Tan. Not bad. Why do you ask? Song Huawu was a little puzzled. If that's the case, do you know Xiao Chen's other identity? Yang Tan suddenly asked. Another identity? What identity? Song Huawu was shocked. Her face changed slightly, but she still asked calmly, isn't his other identity the young master who was chased out of the Xiao family? What's wrong? Young master? Yang Tan sneered. I mean, you don't know the person he is pretending to be? Pretending? What do you mean? Song Huawu was a little shocked. Did Yang Tan discover that Xiao Chen is White Fox? How did he find out? But, is he going to deal with Xiao Chen? But on the surface, Song Huawu naturally couldn't admit it. She just said vaguely, what other identity does he have? What other identity? You sit at the same table with him every day. Don't you know his other identity? Yang Tan's meaning was actually very obvious. He was alluding to the matter of Xiao Chen pretending to be him, but it wasn't convenient for him to say it out loud. He wanted Song Huawu to say it. After all, as long as Song Huawu agreed with him, he could take action against Xiao Chen and forcefully arrest him for investigation. Pretending to be a member of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau was a serious crime for a martial artist. The Supernatural Investigation Bureau would definitely not let it go. Therefore, Yang Tan wanted Song Huawu to admit it instead of him saying it. If he said it, Song Huawu would deny it. He really didn't have any evidence to prove it. But if Song Huawu said it, it would be evidence. Team Leader Yang, I don't quite understand what you mean. Although Song Huawu pretended to be indifferent, her voice was obviously a little off. What do you mean? What identity? Why don't I understand? Do I know everything just because I'm at the same table with him? Oh. Class is starting. Let's talk about it later. Yang Tan held the back of the chair and stood up. He could be said to know Song Huawu very well. Looking at Song Huawu's expression, he knew that there must be something wrong. She definitely knew what it was, but she didn't point it out. She just turned around and left quickly. Chapter 495. After class, Xiao Chen returned to the classroom and happened to see Yang Tan leaving. He asked unhappily, Yang Tan is here again? Isn't he done? Xiao Chen, sit down first. I have something important to tell you. Song Huawu ignored Xiao Chen's words and whispered to him solemnly. Oh. What's the matter? Xiao Chen was slightly stunned. He sat down and looked at Song Huawu. Xiao Chen, your identity as the White Fox seems to have been exposed. Song Huawu reminded him softly. What? Exposed? Who found out? Xiao Chen was shocked. Just now, Yang Tan came to me and said some inexplicable things to me. However, it was basically a test. He asked me if I knew your other identity, a disguised identity. Song Huawu said nervously, he must know something. Otherwise, he wouldn't ask me like this. Although Xiao Chen was very surprised, he was also very puzzled. He couldn't help but feel depressed. How did Yang Tan know? I haven't revealed my identity as the White Fox in front of him. And I've been very careful recently. This identity has almost never appeared outside. After returning from the Shen family, Xiao Chen only went to the Xiao family. He didn't use the identity of the White Fox. He didn't have any interaction with Yang Tan. How did this person know that he was the White Fox? I don't know either. Anyway, be careful. Song Huawu said. If he knows that you are a martial artist, even if you are just a rogue cultivator, he has the right to investigate you. I know. I will be careful. I can't admit to this. Since he came to ask you, he probably doesn't have any evidence. Don't worry. Xiao Chen thought about it and said. At the back of the classroom, Yang Tan and Xia Shibin were eavesdropping on them with headphones. When Yang Tan got up, he secretly installed a small listening device on the back of Xiao Chen's chair. This kind of thing was simply Yang Tan's specialty. Moreover, it was very small. Others couldn't detect it at all. Originally, Yang Tan thought that Xiao Chen was just pretending to be him, but he didn't expect that Xiao Chen was actually the white fox. This identity stunned him for a moment, and he couldn't help but laugh out loud. I really didn't expect this. Originally, I told Song Huawu that Xiao Chen would disguise himself as Yang Tan, but I didn't expect his other identity to be the white fox. This is really a case of wearing out iron shoes and fruitless searching, only to find it by chance without even looking for it. Yeah, Brother Yang, with this evidence in hand, we don't have to be afraid that this kid won't change seats with you. At that time, we can do whatever we want to him. Xia Shibin also nodded and said. Change seats? Humph, just changing seats is too easy on him. Yang Tan sneered. It wasn't easy to deal with him before because he was an ordinary person. But now, this white fox has gone against my Chen family. I want him dead. Yes, Brother Yang, kill him. Xia Shibin also agreed after listening. However, it's not good for us to make a move. We need to think of a countermeasure. As Yang Tan spoke up to this point, he suddenly asked, Oh yeah, yesterday at the basketball game, did you investigate the identity of Brother Han? I did. Brother Yang, this Brother Han's real name is Qin Yuhan. He is a disciple of the extreme ice sect. Xia Shibin said, Oh yeah, this time he came to Songning City to challenge the white fox. The white fox said that he went out, so he stayed in Songning City to wait for the white fox to come back. Oh. When Yang Tan heard that this Brother Han actually came to deal with the white fox, he was suddenly overjoyed. I originally wanted to deal with him. He actually dared to trick me yesterday, but now it seems that we can cooperate. You help me make an appointment with him. I want to talk to him. Okay, Brother Yang. Xia Shibin said quickly. Song Huawu and Xiao Chen didn't know that their conversation had been heard by Yang Tan. After the conversation, they began to listen to the class. At noon, Xia Shibin had already brought Yang Tan's words to Qin Yuhan. Qin Yuhan didn't expect that Yang Tan, who was tricked by him on the basketball court yesterday, was actually a member of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. He was also the team leader of Team C. Although theoretically, Team C couldn't control the people from the sects, if the people from the sects used internal energy in the secular world, Team C could still control it. Just like the righteous and demonic summit in the secular world, Team C could also intervene. However, Qin Yuhan wasn't too afraid. After all, he was an outstanding disciple of the extreme ice sect. Even if Yang Tan wanted to deal with him, he needed to weigh the power behind him. After thinking about it, Qin Yuhan still kept the appointment at noon. He came to the hotel designated by Yang Tan, the Cherry Blossom restaurant near Second High School. He came to the door of a private room and knocked on the door. Xia Shibin's voice came from inside, Please come in. Qin Yuhan pushed the door open and entered. When he saw that Yang Tan and Xia Shibin were already there, he said politely, Both of you are here. My school is quite far away, so I rushed over after class. I'm still late. It's all right. Young hero Chen, please sit. Yang Tan also said politely. Okay, then I won't stand on ceremony. After Qin Yuhan sat down, he said, I'm really sorry about yesterday's basketball game. I used a little trick. Here, Yuhan, I apologize to team leader Yang. How about I punish myself by drinking 3 cups later? Yang Tan was polite, so Qin Yuhan was naturally polite. Yesterday's incident was naturally a misunderstanding. That's easy. Yang Tan waved his hand and said, No discord, no concord. Yes, no discord, no concord. Qin Yuhan cupped his fist and smiled. However, I don't know why team leader Yang is looking for me. I heard that young hero Chen came here to challenge White Fox, asked Yang Tan. Oh. Yes. Qin Yuhan was just slightly stunned. With Yang Tan's identity, it wasn't difficult for him to investigate his intentions, so he simply admitted it. But. Team leader Yang, are you looking for me to stop this? No, it's the opposite. I'm here to facilitate this matter. Yang Tan said with a wave of his hand. What do you mean? Facilitate? Qin Yuhan was a little puzzled. He didn't understand what Yang Tan meant. In other words, I actually know the true identity of White Fox. You received the news that White Fox went out, right? Asked Yang Tan. Yes, that's right. Otherwise, I wouldn't have stayed here to wait. Qin Yuhan nodded. In fact, White Fox has always been in Songming City, but he didn't wear a mask. Instead, he appeared as another person. However, I know who he is. Yang Tan said with a smile, if young hero Qin wants to challenge him, I can help to find him. Oh. That's great. Qin Yuhan was overjoyed after hearing it. He couldn't help but ask, but team leader Yang, is this true? Do you really know where he is? Yes. Yang Tan nodded. However, I have a condition. You can't kill him, right? I know this. Although Qin Yuhan had some regrets, the Supernatural Investigation Bureau was involved. He couldn't kill directly. Of course not. It's the opposite. I want you to kill him. Yang Tan said with hatred. Kill him? Qin Yuhan was stunned. He looked at Yang Tan in disbelief. To be honest, I have a grudge against him too. Yang Tan said, I'm from the Qin family in Songming. I think young hero Qin should have heard of it. This White Fox and the Qin family have a grudge, but it's not easy for me to kill him with my identity. You can. Moreover, if you kill him, I can help you smooth things over. At that time, I will ask him to go to a dangerous place. If anything happens to him, you can't blame it on me. I'm just mediating as a witness, but I saw White Fox die in an accident with my own eyes. Okay, I know what to do. After listening to Yang Tan's words, Qin Yuhan nodded quickly. This way, it saved him a lot of trouble. Moreover, the Devil Star sect couldn't say anything. The people from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau said that White Fox died in an accident and it wasn't caused by him. Xia Shibin, have you found a place nearby where you can make a move? Yang Tan asked Xia Shibin, who was looking at the map on his phone. I found it. There's a Songlong mountain cliff mouth nearby. It's a good place to kill someone, said Xia Shibin. Okay, that's it. Yang Tan nodded. Young hero Qin, when are you ready? I will ask Xiao Qin to go there. Any time is fine. Any day these 2 days is fine. Qin Yuhan said indifferently. He had been recuperating for a long time. He was just waiting for White Fox to appear. Okay, I will ask him to come and inform you. Yang Tan said, now, let's eat. Xia Shibin asked the waiter to serve the wine and dishes. Yes, brother Yang. Xia Shibin quickly stood up, left the private room, and went to find the waiter to serve the dishes. At noon, Ong Tan and the others drank to their heart's content, so they slept through the afternoon class. When school ended in the evening, Yang Tan woke up. Then, he stood up directly and came to Xiao Chen. He threw a letter that he had prepared previously on Xiao Chen's table and said, Xiao Chen, this is for you. For me? Xiao Chen was stunned. He thought it was a love letter from Yang Tan to Song Huawu. He was about to throw it away. He didn't expect it to be for him. Xiao Chen tore the envelope directly, took out the letter inside, and read it. White Fox, I know it's you. Tomorrow night, I will wait for you at the Songlong mountain cliff mouth. I have something to talk to you about. Of course, you can also not come. I will apply to the Supernatural Investigation Bureau to take coercive measures against you because you have lost the chance to defend yourself. You don't have to doubt me. I have evidence. Look at the back of your chair and you will know. There was no signature on the letter, but there was no need to sign it. After Xiao Chen read it, his heart was shocked. Song Huawu, who was on the side, saw Xiao Chen's expression change slightly. She couldn't help but ask, what's wrong? What did Yang Tan give you? Take a look yourself. Xiao Chen handed the letter directly to Song Huawu. Then, he turned around and looked at the back of the chair. However, his face became extremely ugly when he saw it. Chapter 496. It turned out to be a listening device. Xiaochen wasn't good at these things. Even if he was a cultivator and his six senses were extremely sharp, it was impossible to guard against this kind of special agent monitoring equipment. The power of technology was too powerful. Martial artists couldn't do anything about these things. These things were dead objects. His six senses were useless against them. He couldn't sense them. Moreover, Yang Tan's disguise was very hidden. If he didn't deliberately look for it, he wouldn't be able to find it at all. On Song Huawu's side, she also finished reading the letter and happened to see Xiaochen remove a listening device. She couldn't help but feel a little apologetic. Xiaochen, it's all my fault. I shouldn't have been so careless. It seems that Yang Tan heard what we said. No wonder he said that he had evidence. Previously, when he came to talk to me, he obviously didn't have any evidence. He was just trying to trick me. It doesn't matter. Xiaochen directly crushed the listening device and then said coldly, "This matter will be solved eventually, right? Since it's here, I can't hide, and there's no need to hide. Tomorrow, I will go and settle things with him and see what he has to say." Now, Xiaochen wasn't as afraid of exposing his strength as before. As long as it wasn't too powerful, he could calmly deal with it. He also planned to go to the Qing family when he had time and ask Qing Mingxiang who ordered him. It seemed that the plan could be advanced. In fact, Xiaochen really didn't put Yang Tan in his eyes. He was a little afraid of his strength before. Now that he knew that his true Samadhi fire could even kill a first-level martial master, Xiaochen wasn't afraid of him at all. The only thing that worried Xiaochen was actually Yang Tan's identity and background. He didn't want to be enemies with the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. After all, this was an organization that managed martial artists. Be careful. Don't be impulsive. Song Huawu reminded, "Why don't I accompany you?" No need. Xiaochen flatly refused. He didn't want Song Huawu to be involved. If he really killed Yang Tan tomorrow, then Song Huawu would be in a difficult position. Should she capture him or let him go? It could be seen that Song Huawu was an upright person, so Xiaochen did not want to make things difficult for Song Huawu. It was better for him to solve it himself. All right. Song Huawu nodded. Xiaochen tore up the letter, then walked out of the classroom as if nothing had happened and went to the parking lot. Not far from the classroom, Yang Tan and Xia Shibin had been observing Xiaochen's expression as he walked out, but they found that Xiaochen didn't seem to be affected at all. He wasn't afraid at all, which made them a little disappointed. Originally, they thought that Xiaochen would be very panicked and worried, but at this moment, it was as if nothing had happened, which made them extremely depressed. Damn it, you're going to die tomorrow, yet you're still so calm. You really know how to act cool. Yang Tan cursed unhappily and left with Xia Shibin. He still had to meet Qin Yuhan to discuss the specific plan to kill Xiaochen tomorrow. Xiaochen returned to the villa with Qing Menjing and Jean Bebe. Qing Menjing also saw that Yang Tan had handed him a letter, so she asked, "Xiaochen, what did Yang Tan give you? Do you and him have any conflicts? This guy likes Song Huawu. He was unhappy when he saw me sitting at the same table with Song Huawu. He's crazy." Xiaochen said, "Don't worry about him." Oh. Qing Menjing nodded. He is also from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. You should be careful. Don't let him cause you trouble. Well, I'm just an ordinary person. Why would he cause me trouble? Xiaochen said with a smile. Although Xiaochen said it casually, Qing Menjing did not know why she felt that something was going to happen. It seemed that meeting Xiaochen today would be the last time she would see him, and she would never see him again. Is something going to happen to Xiaochen? But it doesn't look like it. Am I thinking too much? Jean Bebe comforted her, "Cousin Menjing, don't worry. Your cousin-in-law is not weak either. He is a transformer. Yes, once I transform, my opponent will die. Xiao Chen said with a smile. He felt that Qing Menjiang was more worried than he was. Is she concerned about me? Thinking of this, Xiao Chen was slightly moved. The eldest miss had always been concerned about him, but she just did not know how to express it. After returning home, Xiao Chen cooked for them and then went to his room to brew medicine. The devil centipede fruit was almost used up, and the new devil centipede fruit had not ripened yet. His strength did not show any signs of a breakthrough. Even though he had killed a martial master-level devil cultivator, the battle was not intense or difficult, so Xiao Chen did not sense any opportunity for a breakthrough. In fact, what Xiao Chen did not know was that martial masters were not weak. It was just that Endao was a devil cultivator who had just broken through to martial master. Although his strength had reached the level, he had not found the way to martial master, and he had no guidance. Moreover, his injury had just healed not long ago. His real strength was not much different from the great perfection of the inner force stage 10. Therefore, Xiao Chen could kill him easily. It was just that Xiao Chen felt that Endao's death was not worth it. No matter what, he should have made some contribution, right? The other opponents, such as Lang Youxiang, Old Demon Shishan, and so on, all played the greatest value in their deaths, allowing Xiao Chen to level up. However, Endao's death was not worth it. Endao did not know what Xiao Chen was thinking. If he knew, he might come back to life and fight with Xiao Chen. This old man did not want to die so easily. Who the hell wants to die? After taking the medicine, Xiao Chen went upstairs to find Yi Xiaoya for dual cultivation. This time, he did not wear a mask or change his clothes. He simply went upstairs in his home clothes. When he opened the door, he saw that Yi Xiaoya was already sitting by the bed waiting. At this moment, she was looking at a tablet, playing something. Little Yi, what are you doing? Xiao Chen asked. Oh, the Warriors Guild app. It is promoting the mobile game, Campus Belle's Bodyguard. I am fighting monsters. Yi Xiaoya said, register an account and send me some flowers. Forget it. Jean Bebe seems to be playing it too. If she sees. Xiao Chen shook his head quickly. Stop playing. Start dual cultivation. Anyway, you are Xiao Chen. I can find you for dual cultivation at any time. What's the hurry? Sit by the side for a while. I will play for a while more, Yi Xiaoya stretched lazily and said. I am taking off my clothes. Xiao Chen was a little speechless. He ignored her and began to take off his clothes. Hey. You didn't turn off the light. Yi Xiaoya reminded him. Anyway, I have seen it. Why do I still turn it off? Xiao Chen said with a smile. Okay. I don't want to play anymore. Turn off the light. Let's dual cultivate. Yi Xiaoya said quickly. Xiao Chen turned off the light. Then, he took off his clothes and went to bed. Just like that, he started dual cultivation with Yi Xiaoya. However, Yi Xiaoya was obviously not serious when she was dual cultivating. Her tablet was not turned off, and her eyes kept wandering. Although she was not playing, her character in the game was AFK. Can't you be more serious? Xiao Chen was a little depressed. In the past, he heard that when some couples were having sex, the woman would be playing with her phone or tablet. Now, Xiao Chen had the same feeling. Ah, there is a Campus Belle charm competition. Do you think I can be the Campus Belle? Yi Xiaoya asked. Are you going to cultivate or not? If not, I am leaving. Xiao Chen said angrily. Cultivate. Come on. Yi Xiaoya said hurriedly. The night passed uneventfully. In the morning, Xiao Chen continued to play with the flowers and plants in the flower bed. The day passed quickly. When he went to school during the day, it was as if Yang Tan had never sent him a letter of challenge. He did not mention this matter, nor did he look for Xiao Chen. However, when school was over, Yang Tan looked at Xiao Chen meaningfully and then quickly left the classroom. Xiao Chen, can you go by yourself? Why don't I go with you? Song Huawu said worriedly. No need. Xiao Chen waved his hand and said, I can go by myself. Xiao Chen sent a message to Qing Menjing and Jin Beibei, telling them that he had something to do at night and that they didn't have to wait for him. They could drive back by themselves. Then, he stopped a taxi at the school gate and went to Songlong Mountain Cliff mouth. Last time, when Xiao Chen was frustrated, he accidentally obtained the soul inheritance of the Elder Heaven ancestor in Songlong Mountain Cliff mouth. This time, he came to this place again, which made him feel a little emotional. Previously, he was a weak person, but now, Xiao Chen was a strong person. Seeing the foot of the mountain and hearing Yang Tan's car, Xiao Chen knew that he had arrived. However, there was a car that he didn't know. He didn't know whose car it was. Xiao Chen paid the fare and got out of the car. Then, he walked in the direction of the cliff. Sure enough, he saw Yang Tan standing in front of the cliff with his hands behind his back, looking like a proud master. Beside him, what surprised Xiao Chen was that brother Han, who played basketball in No. 1 high school. How did these two people get together? Logically speaking, brother Han had tricked Yang Tan in the basketball match, so these two people should be sworn enemies. How did they end up together? However, Xiao Chen still walked over with a relaxed expression and greeted Yang Tan. Isn't this student Yang? Could it be that you guys want to play basketball here? White Fox, stop pretending. I already know your identity. Yang Tan didn't talk nonsense with him, but said directly. What's the matter? Just say it. Xiao Chen didn't talk nonsense with him. Since Yang Tan already had the evidence, it was impossible for him to deny it. You're White Fox. Brother Han, who was at the side, jumped out and looked at Xiao Chen with a face full of fighting spirit. Who are you? What are you doing here? Xiao Chen asked curiously. Let me introduce myself. My name is Chen Yuhan. Ling Youxiang is my senior. Chen Yuhan snorted and said, I have been looking for you. I didn't expect you to be a coward. You hid and refused to see me. You even pretended to be a student and said that you went out to do a mission. You are really as timid as a mouse. Chen Yuhan. Xiao Chen was slightly surprised. This brother Han is actually Chen Yuhan? Isn't this too much of a coincidence? This really surprised him. Originally, when Yi Xiaoye told him, he didn't take it seriously. However, he didn't expect Chen Yuhan to be so persistent. He actually stayed in Songning City to look for him. Chapter 497. Yes, it's me. Chen Yuhan sneered, you killed my brother, but you don't dare to stand up. Do you dare to fight me to the death? Xiao Chen looked at Yang Tan strangely. He did not answer Chen Yuhan, but asked Yang Tan, what do you say? Did you send me here to fight him? White Fox, this young hero Chen found me and wanted me to be a witness. You and him have a fair fight. Of course, if you accept it, then I won't pursue the matter of you being White Fox. Yang Tan said, just take it as me doing young hero Chen a favor. You're so kind. Xiao Chen looked at Yang Tan and asked. Actually, after thinking about it, I don't have any way to trouble you. It's not good for me. Yang Tan said, but I have a condition. If you lose, you have to change seats with me. How about it? So it's about the seats. After listening to Yang Tan, Xiao Chen no longer had any doubts. After all, this was Yang Tan's wish all along. What if I win? Asked Xiao Chen. If you win, I will drop out and leave the school. Yang Tan said, is this fair? Okay. Xiao Chen nodded and agreed, I hope you keep your word. Don't worry, I still have this bit of credibility. It's not a big deal. Yang Tan said, there's nothing else. Both of you get ready for the fight. There's no need to prepare. Let's start, said Xiao Chen. Very well, since you're so confident, I'll show you how powerful I am. After that, Chen Yuhan's body was filled with endless fighting spirit. It was cold and aggressive. Inner force level 9. Xiao Chen looked at Qin Yuhan and was a little surprised. This was a master, but he had just broken through to inner force level 9. However, although his strength was high, it was not enough in Xiao Chen's eyes. Didn't you say that you're at the peak of inner force level 9? You just broke through to inner force level 9. Previously, you were only at the peak of inner force level 8, right? It seems that you and your master are pretentious. Your strength is obviously not that high, but you have to brag about it. You're courting death. Qin Yuhan was so angry that his face turned pale. He had indeed just broken through to the inner force stage 9. Previously, he had been at the peak of the inner force stage 8. That was his original strength. However, he had a unique skill that could instantly increase his strength and cultivation. It was called demonic chi manifestation. This was the unique skill of the extreme ice sect. After using demonic chi to form his physical strength, his cultivation would instantly increase by 1 level, reaching the peak of inner force stage 9. This was also the reason why the extreme ice sect claimed to be the strongest sect. This was not an exaggeration, just like how Lin Youxiang also knew this ultimate skill. But now, Qin Yuhan had broken through to the inner force stage 9. If he used his ultimate skill, he would be able to reach the inner force stage 10. This was his pride, but he was actually looked down upon by Xiao Chen, so he was immediately angry. Cold Eam Blade. As he spoke, Qin Yuhan launched an attack. An ice blade shot in the direction of Xiao Chen and smashed in front of Xiao Chen. Xiao Chen easily dodged it. That's all you've got? Then you can only end up like your senior brother. Xiao Chen said calmly. It was the same skill, but it was of a lower level than his. To be honest, Xiao Chen was a little disappointed with Qin Yuhan. Humph, bragging. Qin Yuhan sneered and launched another attack. He put his palms together and flipped them. An ice ball flew towards Xiao Chen. It was much faster and stronger than the ice blade from before. It seemed that Qin Yuhan was indeed stronger than Lin Youxiang. Of course, Xiao Chen did not take it seriously. He directly threw a true samadhi fire at the ice ball. The ice ball melted instantly. It's just a small trick. This is impossible. Qin Yuhan looked at Xiao Chen in shock. Xiao Chen had only thrown such a small fireball, but it had actually broken his ice ball skill. It was simply unbelievable. He did not know that Xiao Chen was using the true samadhi fire. He thought that it was a fireball skill. What's impossible about it? Take another one of my moves. As Xiao Chen spoke, he threw another fireball at Qin Yuhan. Feeling the power of the fireball, Qin Yuhan was slightly shocked. This fireball could not be underestimated. It could easily dissolve his ice ball before, and now, the fireball was even bigger than before. He had no choice but to be on guard. Ha! Qin Yuhan shouted. His hands were covered in cold devil chi as he smashed the ground in front of him. An ice wall was cast high in front of him, blocking Xiao Chen's fireball. However, something unexpected happened to Qin Yuhan. The fireball was blocked by the ice wall. It did offset some of its power, but it did not completely dissipate. Instead, it passed through the ice wall and attacked Qin Yuhan again. Qin Yuhan was shocked and kept retreating. However, he did not expect that just as he dodged the fireball, the remaining power of the fireball would still burn him. Immediately, his hair was singed and his scalp was charred black. Fortunately, he had released a cold aura to his head in the face of danger. Otherwise, his skull would have been burnt to the ground. Why, I'm so angry. Qin Yuhan did not expect Xiao Chen to be so powerful. Previously, he had heard the entire process of the battle between White Fox and Lin Youxiang. However, he did not see White Fox use any fireball skills. Could it be that he did not use his full strength before? Yang Tan frowned as he watched from the side. What was this situation? Previously, he was counting on Qin Yuhan to help him destroy Xiao Chen. But now, Xiao Chen was unscathed. Instead, Qin Yuhan was retreating in defeat. This was too much. If this continued, it was unknown whether Qin Yuhan could kill Xiao Qin. Perhaps Xiao Qin would kill Qin Yuhan. Devil Qi takes form. Qin Yuhan knew that he had no choice but to use his ultimate move. Until now, he had not seen through Xiao Qin's strength. When Xiao Qin urged these two martial skills, he did not seem to circulate the mantra at all, nor did he show any power. Qin Yuhan's eyes turned red and his body formed an armor-like layer of ice. This move was also used by Lang Youxiang before. It was a move that killed 1,000 enemies while sacrificing 800 men. It forced out all the devil qi in one's body and formed an armor around one's body. This way, one's strength would also increase. It was equivalent to an external martial artist increasing one level. Of course, when Lang Youxiang used it previously, he was already seriously injured, so he had no choice but to use it. His actual strength did not increase much. However, Qin Yuhan was different. He was almost uninjured, so his strength soared in an instant. When Xiao Qin saw this scene, he was not worried. Instead, he smiled and said lightly, "This move again? Can't it be more fresh?" Dark Flame Palm. As he spoke, Xiao Qin used Dark Flame Palm and smashed it at Qin Yuhan. Qin Yuhan had just used his devil qi to take form. Before he could finish, he was hit by Xiao Qin's palm. With a bang, he flew 8 feet away and fell heavily to the ground. Although his injuries were not particularly serious, he was in a sorry state. At this time, he finally knew Xiao Qin's true strength. It was almost at the peak of stage 10 inner force. At this moment, he finally understood that Xiao Qin was actually very confident. Previously, when he fought with him, he probably had the attitude of playing with him. Even if he used his demonic qi to form a suit of armor, it would still be very difficult to suppress him, let alone kill him. What Qin Yuhan saw, Yang Tan was no exception. His expression changed slightly. He did not expect Xiao Qin to be so strong. He was actually about the same level as him. Team Leader Yang, now that things have come to this, if I can't get the upper hand, you won't be able to achieve your goal. Why aren't you coming to help? Qin Yuhan knew that with Xiao Qin's ruthlessness, he might die here today. Therefore, he gritted his teeth and asked Yang Tan for help. Yang Tan's expression was a little unnatural. He looked at Qin Yuhan hatefully. He wanted to stay out of this matter and use Qin Yuhan to kill Xiao Qin. He did not expect Qin Yuhan to drag him down with him. However, thinking about it carefully, if Xiao Qin really killed Qin Yuhan today, it would not be easy for him to find trouble with Xiao Qin next time. Moreover, he could not guarantee that he could definitely take down Xiao Qin. It would be a joke to apply to the Supernatural Investigation Bureau to investigate Xiao Qin just because he disguised himself as a white fox. Xiao Qin had the identity of the demonic star sect. It would not be easy for Yang Tan to touch Xiao Qin. Thinking of this, Yang Tan gritted his teeth and braced himself. However, this way, the plan that he had set up before could not be realized. He was prepared to let Xiao Qin die accidentally. He did not intend to intervene. Now, although it could be said that it was an accident, there was no convincing evidence. He could only rely on his own words. I didn't expect it. Yang Tan, are your words **T? Previously, you said that you were just a witness. How did you get involved? Xiao Qin looked at Yang Tan mockingly. Xiao Qin, tell the truth. I just want to kill you. So what? Yang Tan simply shed all pretense of cordiality and did not care anymore. He laughed out loud, then directly kicked Xiao Qin. No one has ever dared to speak to me like this, Yang Tan. You've been going against me time and time again, and even against my Qin family. It's already not bad that I've kept you alive until now. Today will be the day you die. Hee, it's not certain who will die. Xiao Qin did not play around anymore. The primordial energy in his body surged. He used the dark flame palm in his left hand and the large fireball technique in his right hand to attack Qin Yuhan. Boom! Qin Yuhan never expected that it would be so easy for Xiao Chen to kill him. He was an expert nurtured by the extreme ice sect, but he could not withstand a single blow from Xiao Chen. He watched as the armor on his chest was shattered by Xiao Chen's dark flame palm. That was not all. Xiao Chen's other hand smashed a large fireball into his chest. The next moment, Qin Yuhan's body took a few steps back. There was an obvious hole in his chest. His eyes protruded out as he died unwillingly. Only in death did he realize how great the gap between him and Xiao Chen was. Chapter 498. Xiao Chen was at least at the level of a martial master. He wasn't someone a stage 9 inner force demonic cultivator could defeat. Asking Xiao Chen to avenge Leng Youxiang was a joke. Even if he had a unique skill that could increase his strength by 1 level, so what? He still wasn't a match for Xiao Chen. He was a martial master and had an overwhelming advantage. Team Leader Yang, avenge me. Even if you can't, you have to send the news back to the sect. These were Qin Yuhan's last words before he died. After that, he was no longer breathing. Yang Tan was stunned when he saw Qin Yuhan being killed. He didn't expect Xiao Chen to be so powerful. He took a deep breath and thought of retreating. If Qin Yuhan hadn't died, they could have killed Xiao Chen with a pincer attack. But now that Qin Yuhan was dead, it would be difficult for him to kill Xiao Chen even if he was a stage 1 martial master. After all, in his opinion, Xiao Chen's strength was about the same as his. They were evenly matched. If they really fought, it was hard to say who would have the upper hand. Thinking of this, Yang Tan was ready to run. Anyway, he had the evidence that Xiao Chen killed Qin Yuhan. Even if he didn't kill him, he would be hunted down by the extreme ice sect. It wouldn't be a wasted trip. But Qin Yuhan, Motherf *Ker. When Yang Tan heard his last words before he died, he was furious. So what if you're dead? You want me to be your scapegoat before you die? Now, he's afraid that Xiao Chen won't let me go? He wants me to go back and report to the sect? What can Xiao Chen do? Will he let me go? If he didn't mention it, Xiao Chen might not have thought of it. But now that he mentioned it, Xiao Chen definitely wouldn't let him go so easily. After all, if the extreme ice sect came to seek revenge on Xiao Chen would suffer. Xiao Chen, okay, you win. I'll keep my promise. I'll quit school tomorrow. Yang Tan quickly shouted, okay, let's stop fighting. No matter what, he had to express his stance. He didn't want both sides to suffer losses. Truce? Xiao Chen sneered, you think it's so simple. You want to stop fighting just because you said so? Then you want to forget about the sneak attack just now? I'm from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. If you want to fight with me, you better think about the consequences. When the time comes, you won't be able to walk away unscathed. Yang Tan threatened, but if you stop fighting, I can pretend that nothing happened. Also, I won't inform the extreme ice sect about Qin Yuhan's death. Really? Xiao Chen looked at Yang Tan with a faint smile. As a member of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, you dare to hide it? If you don't say it and I don't say it, no one will know, Yang Tan said. Hee, do you think I will believe you? Your words are as fickle as farting, Xiao Chen said calmly. Today, you and I will fight to the death. Ha 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 ha, fine, Xiao Chen, fight to the death. Yang Tan heard Xiao Chen's determination and laughed instead of being angry. Do you really think that I'm afraid of you? I'm just keeping my promise. If you really want to die, I'll fulfill your wish. With that, Yang Tan's body burst with energy, revealing the strength of a martial master. Martial artists cultivated inner force while martial artists transformed inner force into inner force. Inner force was explosive power, but inner force could be extended endlessly. The martial arts techniques of martial artists emphasized on ferocity. They would hit their target in one hit, but there was no aftershock. However, martial artists were different. When martial artists activated their martial arts techniques, they could be extended endlessly. If they missed their target in one hit, they could continue to activate it. It was somewhat similar to demonic cultivators. This was also the reason why the gap between demonic cultivators and martial cultivators would be shortened at the martial master level. Both martial arts techniques could be activated continuously. One relied on the inner force in the body while the other relied on the demonic aura in the body. You're too long-winded. You can die now. Xiao Chen didn't want to talk nonsense with him. He directly threw an ice ball at Yang Tan. In fact, Xiao Chen also wanted to use the true Samadhi fire, but the true Samadhi fire consumed too much of his body's primordial energy. Therefore, Xiao Chen didn't continue using it. Instead, he used an ice ball to delay it. Of course, this ice ball was not as simple as an ordinary ice ball. This was an extremely cold ice ball. It was not weaker than Qin Yuhan's ice ball. In fact, it was even stronger. When it hit a martial artist, not only could it cause serious damage to the martial artist, but it could also temporarily freeze the martial artist's body and numb it. Although this martial arts technique is good, it's just a so-so. Yang Tan sneered. His body nimbly jumped up and easily dodged Xiao Chen's ice ball. Then, he reached out and patted his waist. A handgun appeared in his hand. Stupid thing. Do you think I will fight you head-on? A gun? Xiao Chen was stunned. He didn't expect Yang Tan to carry a gun. However, thinking about his identity as a member of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, having a gun didn't mean anything. Whether it was a martial artist or a martial master, although the strength and flexibility of the body had reached the extreme, to put it bluntly, simple injuries might be fine. However, if it was a real shot, it would definitely hurt. Hee, have you heard of it? No matter how good your martial arts is, you're still afraid of a kitchen knife. No matter how good your martial arts is, you're still afraid of a gun. Yang Tan laughed shamelessly. Luckily, I'm prepared. As he spoke, Yang Tan shot between Xiao Chen's legs. Bang! Xiao Chen quickly dodged. He was a little angry in his heart. This guy was really sinister. This was the rhythm of ending his family line. Ha 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 ha. Yang Tan didn't wait for Xiao Chen to react and fired another shot. Xiao Chen could only frown and bite the bullet to dodge. He didn't even have time to circulate the mantra, nor did he have time to activate his martial arts technique. All his energy was used to dodge the bullets. The Daxia Kingdom's management of guns was quite strict. Even these martial arts families rarely used guns. Whoever dared to use a gun would definitely be investigated by the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. Of course, these martial arts families and sects disdained to use guns. It also violated the true meaning of martial arts. However, Yang Tan was different. He was originally a member of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. Although he was a black sheep, he had the right to use a gun. Bang! Another shot. Yang Tan looked at Xiao Chen proudly. How about it, Xiao Chen? Now you know the advantage of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, right? You want to fight with me? You're still too young. Xiao Chen's heart sank. He knew that today wouldn't end well. However, Yang Tan was a vengeful person. If he let him go today, then there would be endless troubles in the future. He might even be chased by the extreme ice sect. This gave Xiao Chen a headache. Even if he knew he wasn't a match, he had to bite the bullet and fight. However, just as Xiao Chen was about to activate his martial arts technique or fireball, Yang Tan fired a shot. This caught Xiao Chen off guard. If he was a little careless, he might get shot. He really didn't play by the rules. Xiao Chen could only dodge left and right. Fortunately, the bullets in Yang Tan's gun should be limited and not endless. As long as the bullets were used up, then Xiao Chen's chance would come. However, what surprised Xiao Chen was that Yang Tan's gun was probably special. After shooting nearly 10 times in a row, it still didn't use up the bullets. This surprised him slightly. Yang Tan, continue. I don't believe that you always have bullets in your gun, said Xiao Chen coldly. Hey, you're right. I always have bullets. Yang Tan fired 2 shots at Xiao Chen consecutively this time. Then, he changed a clip from his pocket. It seemed that he brought a lot of bullets. Enough to kill you. Xiao Chen's face darkened. It seemed that his hopes were dashed. This guy wasn't easy to deal with. Previously, Xiao Chen also consumed a lot of stamina and vitality on Qin Yuhan. He hadn't recovered yet. If he continued to persist with Yang Tan like this, he would definitely be the one at a disadvantage. On the other side, Yang Tan could continuously shoot him without wasting any effort. On the other hand, he had to waste a lot of energy to dodge the bullets. It had to be said that Yang Tan's despicable method was very effective. F***ck your grandpa. Xiao Chen was about to explode from anger. With a roar, he simply stopped dodging and charged straight at Yang Tan's bullet, allowing the bullet to hit his abdomen. Xiao Chen, on the other hand, was like a large ice ball, hurriedly throwing it from his hands. Whoosh! Bang! Yang Tan was caught off guard by Xiao Chen's ice ball. He was shooting proudly. In his opinion, Xiao Chen wouldn't be stupid enough to take the initiative to be shot, so he didn't put up any defense at all. He didn't expect Xiao Chen to be so reckless. He was shot directly. When he saw the ice ball coming, it was too late for him to dodge. He could only quickly pull the trigger. Bang, bang, bang. He fired 3 shots in a row, and all of them hit Xiao Chen's body. As for himself, he was directly hit by the big ice ball. However, in his opinion, if the ice ball hit him, it would at most cause a minor injury. It wouldn't cause too much damage. Borrowing the force, he took 2 steps back. But what he didn't expect was that his feet suddenly slipped, his body trembled, and with a tremble, he directly fell down the cliff behind him. This accident stunned Xiao Chen. He didn't expect Yang Tan to fall directly off the cliff after being hit. Xiao Chen couldn't care less about the gunshot wound on his body. He limped to the edge of the cliff. The cliff was so deep that he couldn't see the bottom. He had experienced it before. Without the Elder Heaven ancestors' possession, he would have died long ago. Yang Tan probably wouldn't survive if he fell. Shaking his head, Xiao Chen suddenly understood why Yang Tan asked him to come to this place. If he accidentally fell off the cliff during the fight, then it wouldn't be Yang Tan who killed him. It would be his own accidental death. Although Qin Yuhan was here for revenge, killing a Devil Star sect disciple outside of the summit was a troublesome matter. However, if he accidentally fell to his death, and Yang Tan was at the side as a witness, then Qin Yuhan would have nothing to do with it. How sinister. Xiao Chen sighed. However, he wouldn't die if he didn't court death. This Yang Tan had shot himself in the foot. He didn't frame Xiao Chen, but he fell to his death instead. Xiao Chen heaved a sigh of relief. Although it was easy for him to beat Qin Yuhan just now, the fireball technique was quite exhausting. He had used it 3 times in a row, and his body's primordial qi was already exhausted. Chapter 499. Although he was not necessarily afraid of Yang Tan, if they really fought, it would probably be a fierce battle. It would not be as easy as before. Now that Yang Tan was dead, it saved him the trouble. He threw Qin Yuhan's body off the cliff. Xiao Chen looked at the scene. There were no clues that could expose his identity, so he prepared to leave. Although both of them were dead, it made Xiao Chen feel a little uneasy. There was no other reason. Xia Shibin had been accompanying Yang Tan all the time, but now he was not here. This made Xiao Chen shudder. If it were any other time, Xiao Chen would not be afraid. Even if Xia Shibin ambushed him, it would not cause him any harm. But now, he was seriously injured and had been shot several times. If Xia Shibin saw this, he would be crippled even if he did not die. Thinking of this, Xiao Chen gritted his teeth and quickly left the scene. He walked to the parking lot at the foot of Songlong Mountain. There were 2 cars there. One was Yang Tan's, and the other was probably Qin Yuhan's. Xiao Chen directly opened the car lock with his primordial qi. Then, He got into Yang Tan's car, started the car, and quickly drove away. Because the bullet was still in his body, Xiao Chen could not treat the wound, nor could he stop the bleeding. The blood flowed like a river in the car, but Xiao Chen could only choose to escape first. Even so, Xiao Chen still endured the pain and set up an illusion to cover the car so that outsiders could not see that it was a car. This was also to avoid Xia Shibin's eyes and ears. Finally, he came to a seemingly safe place. Xiao Chen parked the car and directly heeled in the car. Xia Shibin did not chase after Xiao Chen because he could not catch up. At this moment, he was on a cable car some distance away from Songlong Mountain cliff mouth. He was recording the situation here according to Yang Tan's previous instructions. Based on Yang Tan's previous plan, Xiao Chen would be accidentally knocked off the cliff by Qin Yuhan. Not only would he testify, but there would also be a video recording as proof. This way, Xiao Chen would be able to prove that he died by accident. At that time, whether it was the demonic star sect or Yang Tan, they would be able to account for themselves and would not get into trouble. But later, he had no choice but to intervene. Although Xia Shibin saw it, he did not dare to stop the video. Anyway, he could still edit it when he returned. He would listen to what Yang Tan had to say. Unexpectedly, he did not stop the video. He actually saw a scene that shocked him. Qin Yuhan and Yang Tan were actually killed by Xiao Chen. Although he saw Xiao Chen drive away after being injured, he did not think of chasing after him. He still knew his own strength. There was no need to court death. Moreover, when he rushed over, Xiao Chen had already run away. The only thing he had to do now was to quickly report this matter to the Supernatural Investigation Bureau and ask the higher-ups to make a decision. Yang Tan's death was a huge matter. He did not dare to neglect it. After thinking about it, he decided to call Song Huawu. Regardless of whether Song Huawu was on Xiao Chen's side or not, Xia Shibin believed that Song Huawu would definitely not cover up for Xiao Chen in such a big matter. And to be on the safe side, he quickly uploaded the video to his network disk. Then, he took the video recorder down the cable car and dialed Song Huawu's phone number. Song Huawu returned home and was restless. She was a little worried about Xiao Chen. Yang Tan asked Xiao Chen to go to Songlong Mountain cliff mouth. It was obviously not a good thing. She regretted not going with him. There was no news for so long. Would it take so long to negotiate? Just as she was thinking about whether she should go and take a look, the phone rang. Song Huawu quickly picked up the phone and looked at it. It was actually Xia Shibin's call. She quickly picked it up and said, "Xia Shibin? What's the matter?" "Deputy Team Leader Song, where are you?" "I have something important to report to you," said Xia Shibin. Song Huawu was his immediate superior in addition to Yang Tan. According to the rules, he could only report to the higher-ups through Song Huawu. "I'm at home." "What's the matter?" Song Huawu's heart suddenly tightened. "This is the case, Team Leader Yang. He was killed by Xiao Chen. What do you think about this?" said Xia Shibin. "What?" Song Huawu was suddenly stunned after listening. Yang Tan was killed by Xiao Chen? How could this be? Song Huawu thought of many possibilities. It was even possible that Xiao Chen was killed by Yang Tan. She just didn't expect that Xiao Chen actually dared to kill Yang Tan. Or in other words, could Xiao Chen actually kill Yang Tan? Did he have that level of strength? Deputy Team Leader Song, Qin Yuhan from the Extreme Ice sect was also killed by Xiao Chen. Xia Shibin said, "I suggest that we immediately report this matter to the headquarters because the matter is too big. We can't solve it anymore." "Okay, come over immediately and tell me what's going on," said Song Huawu. "I'm on my way," said Xia Shibin. Not long after, the doorbell rang in Song Huawu's room. Song Huawu opened the door and saw Xia Shibin, who was sweating, walking in quickly. When he saw Song Huawu, he went straight to the point. "Deputy Team Leader Song, what should we do now? Tell me the details of the matter," Song Huawu instructed. "It's all in this video." Deputy Team Leader Song, take a look yourself. Xia Shibin didn't know how to say it. Anyway, there was a video. It was better for Song Hwawu to see it herself. Now that Yang Tan was dead, he had no way to hide Yang Tan's plan. Song Hwawu nodded and looked at the video provided by Xia Shibin. Unfortunately, the video was recorded from a distance. There was no sound, so she didn't know what they were talking about. However, what Song Hwawu saw was that Xiaochen first fought with Brother Han and killed him. So, she asked, this person is Qin Yuhan? Yes, he is Qin Yuhan from the Extreme Ice Sect. He is also Brother Han from No. 1 High School, said Xia Shibin. Then why did team leader Yang Jiannan suddenly make a move? From the looks of the situation, he only appeared as a witness. What does he mean by helping Qin Yuhan? Song Hwawu asked. These two people joined forces to attack Xiaochen. Isn't it right for Xiaochen to resist? This can't be blamed on Xiaochen, right? Maybe there are other reasons? After all, Xia Shibin followed Yang Tan. Even if Yang Tan died, it wouldn't be good to say anything bad about him. Report the video to the higher-ups. Song Hwawu knew that no matter what she and Xia Shibin said, it was all speculation. She could only ask the higher-ups to make a decision. Although Song Hwawu wanted to help Xiaochen, she couldn't hide it. After all, the matter was too serious. Moreover, even if she didn't report it, Xia Shibin definitely wouldn't keep it a secret. She couldn't kill Xia Shibin, right? Therefore, Song Hwawu directly opened the laptop and sent it to her superior, Xia Zhili, the deputy director of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau who was in charge of Team C. Xia Zhili was Yang Tan's backer. Although his surname was Xia, he had nothing to do with Xia Shibin. There were many people with the same name. Even if he was Yang Tan's backer, Song Hwawu couldn't go past him to report to others. This was somewhat disadvantageous to Xiaochen. However, in his report letter, he still added some subjective analysis. It was that Xiaochen originally had an appointment with Qin Yuhan, but Yang Jiannan suddenly intervened, causing Xiaochen to suffer a double attack. That was why he killed in anger. Of course, whether Xia Zhili would accept it or not wasn't something that Song Hwawu could decide. Looking at Song Hwawu's email, Xia Shibin nodded heavily and said, Deputy Team Leader Song, then I will go back and rest first. If there are any new developments, you can inform me again. Okay. Song Hwawu also wanted to send Xia Shibin away and call Xiaochen. Although she couldn't help him, at the very least, she could give him a reminder and tell him that the matter had been exposed. Otherwise, Xiaochen probably wouldn't know that Xia Shibin already knew about this matter. This video was obviously recorded from a distance, so it was very likely that Xiaochen didn't know about it. After sending Xia Shibin away, Song Hwawu hesitated for a moment and dialed Xiaochen's phone number. This could be said to be against the rules, but Song Hwawu knew that it wasn't Xiaochen's fault. It was Yang Tan who had been provoking him. Yang Tan even took the initiative to attack Xiaochen. In any case, she had to inform Xiaochen. Even if she couldn't change the Supernatural Investigation Bureau's decision, she could deal with it and let Xiaochen leave this place as soon as possible. Xiaochen had already taken out the bullets and was healing himself. Fortunately, these 3 shots weren't fatal. Xiaochen intentionally or unintentionally moved his body so that the bullets didn't hit his vital parts. Even so, it still made Xiaochen feel a little dizzy and almost lost too much blood. If he were to go to the hospital, it would be troublesome. Fortunately, his mental cultivation method was relatively special, and he was a cultivator, so he could heal himself. Hwawu? Xiaochen picked up the phone. Xiaochen, where are you? The matter of you killing Qin Yuhan and Yang Jiannan has been exposed. Xia Shibin has recorded the whole process. Song Hwawu said hurriedly, you must not show up now, and don't go home. Find a place to hide. Be careful. What? Xiaochen was shocked. He was afraid that Xia Shibin would chase after him, but he didn't expect this guy to secretly record it. It seemed that this guy was the same as Yang Tan. They liked to do things sneakily. Thinking of this, Xiao Chen couldn't help but frown. He didn't expect things to turn out like this. Although he was now a bad *SS, it was absolutely impossible for him to directly go against the Supernatural Investigation Bureau and the Extreme Ice Sect. Now, who knows about it? Can this matter be suppressed? Xiao Chen asked anxiously. It can't be suppressed. Xia Shibin came to me and watched me report the matter. I can't help you hide it. Song Huawu said, this matter will probably come to a conclusion soon. Why were you so impulsive? Didn't I tell you? Why did you? He wanted to kill me. If I didn't kill him, I would have died. Xiao Chen smiled bitterly. In other words, I will soon become a wanted criminal. Chapter 500. More or less. Song Huawu sighed, I can only help you this much. I estimate that the Supernatural Investigation Bureau will soon send people to arrest you. Once you show up, the consequences will be unimaginable. I understand. Xiao Chen took a deep breath, but he did not regret it. Yang Tan, this person, would always be a scourge if he was not killed. At most, he would hide for a period of time, then find a place to improve his strength. When his strength increased, he would appear again. This Yang Tan, even after death, still caused trouble for him. Xiao Chen was a little depressed, especially Xia Shibin. He was really a sinister person. Then let's do this first. If you have something, don't contact me again. I will buy another SIM card to contact you. This card will probably be monitored soon. Song Huawu said. Alright, why don't you send me a private message directly from the Warrior Guild's client? Xiao Chen said. Alright. Song Huawu responded. Even if the Supernatural Investigation Bureau wanted to arrest Xiao Chen, it was impossible for them to investigate his Warrior Guild account. There was no need for that. After hanging up the phone, Xiao Chen fell into deep thought. There were many experts in the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. Just Yang Tan alone was an expert at the Martial Master Level 1. They even had guns, which really gave Xiao Chen a headache. Yang Tan and the others were probably the only ones who dared to open fire in public. They were really black sheep. No wonder these aristocratic families were so ruthless. Even the Liu family, a mafia family, did not dare to openly use guns. Elder Heaven Ancestor, didn't you say that cultivators are very powerful? What if I encounter guns now? This was an important question that Xiao Chen had to consider. Well, Elder Heaven Ancestor said, you are still too weak. If you break through the Qi refinement stage and enter the Foundation establishment stage, you will not have so many concerns. For cultivators, the Qi refinement stage is a very short stage. Any cultivator with a little talent will quickly pass this stage. No one will stay in the Qi refinement stage forever. With that kind of talent, there is no need to cultivate. Are you scolding me or scolding me? Xiao Chen was a little speechless. I'm not scolding you. How many months have you been cultivating? Wasn't that short? It's even shorter than mine. Many cultivators break through during seclusion. The Elder Heaven Ancestor said, who knew you would cause so much trouble before you even passed the Qi condensation stage? Although the speed of the bullet is very fast, if you are at the Foundation establishment stage and can use sword kinesis flight, you can completely control the direction of the bullet. You can even turn it around and kill Yang Tan. It's just that you can't lock onto such a fast target right now. Sigh, even so, with the abilities of cultivators, every time I use them, I have to urge the incantation of the mantra. But the speed of the gunshot is too fast, I can't react at all. Xiao Chen smiled bitterly. It would be great if I could instantly set up illusions or launch fireballs and ice balls. It takes a few seconds every time, a few seconds isn't bad. If you could reach the Foundation establishment stage, you'd be able to do it in a second. Elder Sky said, I'll say it again. Who can you blame for not being strong enough? Your strength is trash in the cultivation world. All right. Xiao Chen was hit hard, but it was true after thinking about it. he had only been cultivating for a few months. These aristocratic families, even the martial arts aristocratic families and sects, didn't dare to compete with the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. This was a giant existence that was even more powerful than the Warrior Guild. Others couldn't wait to avoid it, so how could they have a conflict with it? If I were you, I would find a place to hide. The moment you reach the foundation establishment stage will be the moment you return to Songning. The elder heaven ancestor said. Let me think about it. Xiao Chen fell into deep thought. At the same time, the martial arts world of Songning City was about to explode. The Supernatural Investigation Bureau's reaction speed was quite fast. Yang Tan's backer, Xia Zhili, was the deputy director of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. He had great power. When he saw the video, although he knew that Yang Tan was also responsible, he played it down. He directly determined that Xiao Chen killed a public official of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau and issued a warrant to arrest Xiao Chen in the martial arts world. The Xiao family soon welcomed a few uninvited guests. These people were members of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau's law enforcement team. Xia Zhili didn't let Song Huawu participate at all, but directly sent people to arrest Xiao Chen. And it was only at this moment that Xiao Yuanshan and Xiao Hai realized that Xiao Chen was actually the White Fox. However, they couldn't be happy anymore, because according to the people from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, Xiao Chen killed the team leader of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau's Team C, which was a capital crime. How could the Xiao family be happy? At this moment, Xiao Yuanshan and Xiao Hai understood why the White Fox would spare no effort to help the Xiao family, and why he was so respectful to them. It was because of this reason. If it wasn't for the current situation, they would only be happy. Xiao Chen could finally become the pillar of the Xiao family. But now, whether Xiao Chen could escape this disaster was another matter. Xiao Chen has long been kicked out of the Xiao family. He is no longer a member of our Xiao family. Did you come to the wrong place? Xiao Xiao saw that her father and grandfather were silent in shock, so she spoke to the people of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. When she mentioned Xiao Chen, Xiao Zhao's eyes were full of contempt and disdain. There is no such person in our Xiao family. Oh. The two people of the law enforcement team had long heard that Xiao Chen was kicked out of the Xiao family, but the White Fox came to help the Xiao family before. If it wasn't for this, they wouldn't have come to the Xiao family. But as far as I know, the White Fox came once before. We didn't know at that time. If we knew, I wouldn't have bothered with him. Xiao Xiao snorted. Ah. The people of the law enforcement team were curious about the internal relationship of the Xiao family. Why was the White Fox so powerful, but they didn't welcome him? But thinking about it, Xiao Chen didn't reveal his identity when he returned to the Xiao family. This could explain why Xiao Chen didn't seem to want to return. Don't worry, if I see Xiao Chen, I will tell you immediately. Xiao Xiao said. That's good. Then we will leave first. The people of the law enforcement team nodded. Although time was limited, they had already inquired about what happened to Xiao Chen and the White Fox in Songning City during this time. The relationship between Xiao Xiao and Xiao Chen was very bad. They also heard about the several times she insulted Xiao Chen in public. They thought that if there was news of the White Fox, Xiao Xiao would definitely inform them immediately. They still had to go to the next family, and they didn't have time to stay here for too long. Hence, the two of them bid farewell and left. The Xiao family and Xiao Chen had already severed their relationship. They couldn't vent their anger on the Xiao family. After all, the Supernatural Investigation Bureau had to follow the rules when doing things. It wasn't until the people of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau left the Xiao family that Xiao Yuanshan and Xiao Hai came back to their senses. Xiao Xiao, just now if I didn't say that, would they be able to leave? What if brother comes back to find us? Xiao Xiao said. But Xiao Chen came back to help us previously, and we still acted so ruthlessly. This isn't good, right? What will others think of our Xiao family? Xiao Hai said with some worry. Dad. We're helping brother by drawing a clear line with him now. The people from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau might be fine, but what if the people from the Extreme Ice sect use our Shao family as a hostage to force brother to appear? What choice would brother make then? Xiao Xiao said, only when everyone thinks that we have nothing to do with brother will they not do anything to the Shao family. We'll be fine, and that will be a great help to brother. That's right, Xiao Xiao is right. Xiao Yuanshan nodded and was very pleased. Originally, I thought that Xiao Xiao really hated Xiao Chen, but now it seems that isn't the case. Last time, I'm afraid that you and I didn't recognize Xiao Chen, but Xiao Xiao recognized him, right? Xiao Xiao's face was slightly red. I was wondering, I thought Xiao Xiao liked the white fox. So it was you who recognized him. Xiao Hai suddenly realized. Xiao Xiao's face was even redder. Two people from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau went to Qing Menjing's villa after leaving the Xiao family. At this time, Qing Menjing already knew the news, because the news had already spread. Qing Menjing, Jin Beibei, and Yi Xiaoye were all sitting in the living room of the villa, frowning. Qing Menjing really didn't expect that the feeling she had last night would become real. Was Xiao Chen really going to leave? However, what was most unacceptable to Qing Menjing was that Xiao Chen was actually the white fox. Then, between him and Shen Jingxian, Qing Menjing was a little unhappy when she thought that her best friend had lied to her. Although she had broken off the engagement with Xiao Chen, at least Xiao Chen was still her follower, right? Shen Jingxian was with the white fox. How could she not know that the white fox was Xiao Chen? Besides, Jin Beibei and Yi Xiaoye didn't seem surprised that Xiao Chen was the white fox at all. They were just worried about his safety. Qing Menjing was a little upset. Qing Menjing couldn't help but ask, Beibei, Yi Xiaoye, did you two know that Xiao Chen was the white fox a long time ago? Cousin Menjing, don't be angry. I guessed it, but I was afraid that you would quarrel with Sister Jingxian and feel that she had stolen your fiancé. Jin Beibei said with a bitter face. Who would be angry? Qing Menjing snorted. I don't like him at all. I'm just angry that you hid it from me. How can you blame others for your stupidity? Yi Xiaoye, however, said coldly, we all knew it, but you didn't. Who are you to blame? You are just not good enough. You. Qing Menjing glared at Yi Xiaoye angrily and said, you did it because you had the chance to get in touch with him, didn't you? If you hadn't been his partner and slept with him at night, how would you have known? You knew that he had a girlfriend, but you still slept with him. You are not a good person at all. Humph. You are his fiancé. You can't control your man, but you are still acting like this. You are just too lousy. Yi Xiaoye said disdainfully, he has never slept with you, has he? It means that he doesn't like you at all. He is not interested in you. End of Volume 1. Chapter 501. You. Qing Menjing was so angry that she was about to explode. She stood up and pointed at Yi Xiaoye. You. Xiao Chen is in trouble, and you're still making sarcastic remarks here. I think he's fine. Nothing will happen to him. Yi Xiaoye, however, said casually, that's why I'm not worried. Only a fiancé like you who knows nothing will worry for nothing. Qing Menjing still wanted to say something, but the doorbell of the villa was rung. Jin Beibei hurried to open the door and saw two people dressed in the uniforms of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. Is anyone here? We're from the enforcement team of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. We've been ordered to investigate Xiao Chen's case, said the leader of the two. Oh, I'm Jin Beibei. Do you know me? Jin Beibei walked over and said. Jin Beibei? The two were stunned. The leader said, we're looking for Xiao Chen. Xiao Chen isn't here. You can look for me, said Jin Beibei. Look for you? You can represent him? The leader was stunned. No, but I think. You know that I like my cousin-in-law. He. Jean Bebe said with a smile. The leader looked at 36J's Jean Bebe in confusion. What are you talking about? Nothing. When you see Xiao Chen's brother-in-law, he told him that Bebe is waiting for him at home and asked him when he'll be back. Said Jean Bebe. You mean, he hasn't been back? After listening for a long time, the leader finally understood what was going on. They had said a lot of nonsense, but only one sentence was the key. Yes. I miss him. Jean Bebe said, do you have any news about him? Any clues? No, not a clue at all. The leader said subconsciously. However, his expression changed as soon as he finished speaking. This was all confidential information. How could he tell others? Fortunately, he was relieved when he saw Jean Bebe's infatuated look. Alas, he said he would leave for a period of time. I thought he was joking, but he really left. Jean Bebe sighed and said with some bitterness. Oh. Did he say where he was going? Or, how long will you be gone? The leader hurriedly asked. No. I heard that he went abroad. He said that he had committed a crime and needed to lie low. Jean Bebe said, by the way, why are you looking for him? Tell me, where did you read it? An investigation center? Is he a private detective? Did he have a mistress outside and hired you to investigate me? The leader's face darkened. No, it's fine. I'm leaving. I'll come back in a few days. All right. Come in and have a seat before you leave. How much did that mistress pay you? I'll give you double. Can you help me find my cousin-in-law? Jean Bebe said. Even if you don't give us the money, we still want to find him. All right, that's it. The leader planned to quickly report to the people behind him. There was an important clue here. Xiao Chen might have run out of the country. Judging from the silly, infatuated look of the girl, she should not be lying. However, it was possible that Xiao Chen was lying to her. The two of them left as quickly as they came. In fact, they also knew that it was impossible for Xiao Chen to go home in the current situation, unless he was an idiot. He would definitely run away as soon as possible. They did not think that they would see Xiao Chen in this place at all. Jean Bebe turned around and grinned. Cheng Menjing and Yi Xiaoya had followed her out a long time ago. After hearing the conversation between Jean Bebe and the other two, they were both secretly relieved. It seemed that the people of the Supernatural Investigation Department did not have any leads on Xiao Chen at all. That was good news. However, Yi Xiaoya had to admire Jean Bebe. She had confused the people of the Supernatural Investigation Department with only a few words and accidentally revealed something important. Bebe, you are truly awesome. Cheng Menjing said. The two of them were too stupid, Jean Bebe said. Cousin Menjing, rest assured. My cousin-in-law will certainly have a solution. I hope so. Cheng Menjing sighed. The news that Xiao Chen was White Fox had been spread out. The Qing family was the most shocked. Old Master Qing immediately called for an emergency family meeting. Qing Zhongming, Qing Zhongfan, and Qing Mingxiang were present. Xiao Chen is White Fox. What do you think? Old Master Qing asked. Qing Mingxiang was secretly shocked. It was truly a surprise. How could Xiao Chen be White Fox? If so, why was he still alive? He had to admit that it was really a miracle. Li Shanying was dead, Leng Youxiang was dead, Qin Yuhan was dead, and even Yang Jiannan of the Supernatural Investigation Department was killed by White Fox. This man was a lunatic. However, he was still alive and well after dealing with Xiao Chen and the Xiao family. Dad, actually, I told you long ago that Xiao Chen is still capable. He can definitely practice. But now... Cheng Zhongming was a little excited, but he was also worried because Xiao Chen had made a big mistake and was wanted by the Supernatural Investigation Department. I think it was the right thing to break off the engagement. Fortunately, it was broken off. Otherwise, the Qing family would be implicated. However, Qing Zhongfan said, this Xiao Chen is really good at enduring. This kind of person is definitely a scheming and black-bellied person. Our Qing family definitely cannot have any dealings with him. Meng Chang, what do you think? Old Master Qing asked. What I'm worried about is whether this Xiao Chen has any other purpose. If he showed his strength to the Qing family before, would the Qing family not accept him? But he didn't. Therefore, I think that Xiao Chen may be plotting something. Qing Mengxiang thought about it and said. That's right. Qing Zhongfan also nodded and said, so, it's right for us to draw a clear line with him. We don't have to discuss this anymore. Whether Xiao Chen has the strength or not, can he compete with the Supernatural Investigation Department? Obviously not. This time, he definitely can't escape this disaster, so we don't have to think about this anymore. It's better to take care of the Qing family's own affairs. All right. Old Master Qing thought about it and agreed. It didn't matter what happened to Xiao Chen. The Supernatural Investigation Department would never let go of Xiao Chen. At this moment, the Shen family also received the news. Shen Zhenghao looked for Shen Jingmao with a shocked face. They couldn't contact Shen Jingxian, and they didn't know if Shen Jingxian knew or not. Anyway, they were both very surprised. Jingmao, did you know that Xiao Chen is White Fox? Shen Zhenghao looked at Shen Jingmao with an inexplicable expression. I didn't know. Shen Jingmao shook his head. But, what about Big Brother White Fox this time? Can he turn the situation around? Because Shen Jingxian went to the Heavenly Fox sect, coupled with Shen Hongjian's support for Shen Jingmao, even if something happened to Xiao Chen, Shen Jingmao's status in the Shen family would not be affected. However, he was very worried about Xiao Chen. Who knows? Shen Zhenghao frowned. He was wondering why White Fox wanted Jingxian, a second-hand good. It turned out that White Fox was Xiao Chen. No wonder White Fox was so good to Shen Jingxian. However, the fact that Xiao Chen was White Fox really surprised him. Xiao Chen was a good-for-nothing, but he suddenly became an all-powerful master. If the Supernatural Investigation Department hadn't announced it, it would be hard for him to believe that the two were the same person. I think Big Brother White Fox should be able to turn the situation around. Shen Jingmao said, he's so powerful, the Supernatural Investigation Department will definitely not do anything to him. Jingmao, you're thinking too simply. How can you imagine the Supernatural Investigation Department's background? Shen Zhenghao's face was solemn. If the Supernatural Investigation Department comes looking for you, don't talk nonsense. Just tell the truth. I know. Shen Jingmao nodded. At the Yu's house, Yu Shaochuan was so anxious that Tang Tang, Yu Shanshan, and Zhu Yingxiong were a little dizzy. Brother, can you stop spinning? Can you solve the problem by spinning? Yu Shanshan said with a blurred vision. Yeah, Brother Shaochuan, the boss will be fine. Stop spinning. Zhu Yingxiong also said. Tang Tang lowered her head and pondered, as if she didn't hear what these people said. To be honest, Tang Tang was most worried about Xiao Chen, but she also knew that she couldn't help. She could only silently pray for Xiao Chen. At this moment, Xiao Chen was still sitting in the car. He didn't go anywhere. He knew that the Supernatural Investigation Department was probably looking for him everywhere. He had to break the situation. Although he could kill a master at the martial master level, he wasn't arrogant enough to think that he could go against the Supernatural Investigation Department. He couldn't show up now, and he couldn't stop the development of this matter. This made him feel a deep sense of powerlessness. In the past, no matter what kind of predicament he was in, he could calmly deal with it. But now, he had no idea how to start. Elder Heaven Ancestor. What should I do? Xiao Chen took a deep breath and asked. You think of me when you have no other way? Elder Heaven Ancestor said faintly, you don't even know to look for me when there's a good thing. You only come when there's a problem. Elder Heaven Ancestor, don't make fun of me. Xiao Chen smiled bitterly, I really have no other way. Actually, the solution is thought of by people. Elder Heaven Ancestor said, now, what's the key point of the whole matter? Have you thought of it? The key point is that I killed Young Tan. Xiao Chen said, if only Qin Yuhan died, the matter wouldn't be so big. I'm from the demonic star sect, and he's from the extreme ice sect. Even if he wants revenge, he has to fight openly. Yes, this is the key point of the problem. Elder Heaven Ancestor said, as long as this problem is solved, the whole matter will be solved. But Yang Tan is already dead. How can it be solved? Are we going to let him live? Xiao Chen frowned. He couldn't understand what Elder Heaven Ancestor meant. You're right. Let him live. If he's alive, everything will be easy, Elder Heaven Ancestor said calmly. *CK me. Elder Heaven Ancestor, don't make fun of me. He's alive? Xiao Chen suddenly thought of something and slapped his thigh. Elder Heaven Ancestor, you mean, I. Chapter 502. Thought of it? Elder Heaven Ancestor smiled. If Yang Tan is fine, the limelight will pass. Naturally, it will be fine. Taking a deep breath, Xiao Chen logged into the Warrior Guild's app and saw Song Huawu's message asking him how was it. Xiao Chen replied directly, where do you live? I have something to do now. I need to go over immediately. Soon, Song Huawu replied to him, do you want to die? Looking for me now? Xiao Chen, tell me the address. It won't be a problem. Trust me. On the other side, Song Huawu hesitated for a while before sending the address. Xiao Chen looked at the address and drove all the way to Song Huawu's residence. However, just as the car stopped in the parking lot downstairs, two men in black in the Supernatural Investigation Bureau uniform pointed their guns at Xiao Chen's car. At this time, the person driving Yang Tan's car should be Xiao Chen without a doubt. However, Xiao Chen opened the door and got out of the car. He looked at the two men and said angrily, you are also from the Supernatural Investigation Bureau? Which department are you from? How dare you point a gun at me? Team Leader Yang. These two men in black were the two who went to the Xiao family and Qing Menjing's villa. They couldn't find Xiao Chen's headquarters. After reporting that Xiao Chen might have gone abroad, they returned to Xia Shibin's place and planned to discuss it with Xia Shibin. After all, Xia Zhili had said that Xia Shibin was a reliable person. What are you doing here? Xiao Chen's appearance had transformed into Yang Jiannan's appearance, and his voice was imitating his voice. This. Team Leader Yang, are you okay? The leader asked curiously. Didn't I just fall off a cliff? What can happen to me? Fortunately, I was lucky enough to die on a tree branch. Are you here for this? Xiao Chen asked with a strange expression. Yes, Team Leader Yang. We thought you sacrificed yourself, so. The leader said, since there is nothing else, we will go first. We have to report the situation to the higher-ups. Go. Xiao Chen waved his hand and opened the building's security door. Although Xiao Chen didn't have an access card, he directly used his Yuan Qi to open the door. It looked like he was swiping a card to open the door, so the two people didn't suspect anything. They turned around and quickly left. They didn't need to find Xia Shibin, they needed to report the situation to him. When Xia Zhili heard that Yang Jiannan didn't die, he was surprised. But when he heard that Yang Jiannan was hanging on the tree, he understood that it was a false alarm. He immediately called Yang Jiannan's phone, but no one answered. After some thought, he dialed Xia Shibin's number. Xiao Chen arrived at the door of Song Huawu's room and rang the doorbell. Who? Song Huawu asked from inside. It's me. Xiao Chen said in his original voice. Ka. The security door opened, but when Song Huawu saw the appearance of the person outside, she was shocked. How could this person be Yang Tan? Yang Tan? How come it's you? Song Huawu was so scared that she took 2 steps back. She looked at the person in front of her in disbelief. This person is actually the dead Yang Tan. How did he come back to life and come here? Hee hee, it's me. Xiao Chen smiled and said, how is it? Are you scared? Xiao Chen. Song Hua Wu was stunned. She was a little surprised. You are actually Xiao Chen? How did you become Yang Tan? Let's go in and talk. Xiao Chen said. Okay. Song Hua Wu quickly let Xiao Chen into the room and poured him a cup of water. You really dare. How dare you kill Yang Tan? Do you know that this is a big crime? If I don't kill him, he will kill me, so I must kill him. Xiao Chen said, he asked me to go to the cliff to kill me, I know. I saw the video. Song Hua Wu nodded. Then what do you plan to do next? I won't appear as Xiao Chen for the time being. I plan to appear as Yang Tan for a while, said Xiao Chen. Yang Tan? Song Hua Wu was stunned. She was a little shocked. You want to pretend to be Yang Tan? Yes. Xiao Chen nodded and said, Xiao Chen is wanted. The root cause is actually Yang Tan. As long as Yang Tan is fine, slowly, Xiao Chen's wanted order will be lifted. But, won't it be exposed? Song Hua Wu was a little speechless by Xiao Chen's boldness. Aren't you too bold? Thank goodness. Just as Xiao Chen finished speaking, he heard a burst of laughter coming from outside the anti-theft door, followed by a bang 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 sound of knocking on the door. Who is it? Song Hua Wu was slightly surprised and asked. Open the door, Song Hua Wu. Xiao Chen, stop pretending. Xia Shibin's voice came from the door. Song Hua Wu's face suddenly became a little ugly. Why is Xia Shibin here? However, she and Xiao Chen didn't speak loudly before. It was impossible to reach the door. Even if Xia Shibin stood at the door, he couldn't hear it. However, Song Hua Wu still opened the door. It would be worse if she didn't let him in. Maybe Xia Shibin would directly inform the Supernatural Investigation Bureau to arrest her. It was better to let him in to talk. Maybe there would be an unexpected turn of events. The door opened, and sure enough, it was Xia Shibin. He was looking at Song Hua Wu and the Yang Tan in the room with a smirk on his face. He laughed and said, Xiao Chen, you still want to pretend to be team leader Yang? Dream on. When you pretended to be team leader Yang and went to the private room to snatch people, I knew you would do this. Xiao Chen's face was also a little ugly. He didn't understand how Xia Shibin recognized him, but he still pretended to say, Xia Shibin, what nonsense are you talking about? I'm your Yang Tan, brother Yang. Don't talk nonsense. Sit down, ha ha ha, don't pretend. Xiao Chen, do you think I don't know? Xia Shibin looked at Xiao Chen in ridicule and said, you haven't even changed your clothes. Do you think I don't know you? Besides, it's useless to pretend. You still don't know, right? You don't know how I found you, right? Didn't the two people downstairs tell you? Xiao Chen was slightly surprised. They told me, but they told me that team leader Yang came back. They didn't tell me that you are Xiao Chen, said Xia Shibin. Then how did you know? Xiao Chen frowned. Song Hua Wu, maybe you don't know yet, right? The mobile phones that our Supernatural Investigation Bureau staff are equipped with have a close-range monitoring function. Even if your mobile phone is offline, not connected to the internet, or even turned off, we can monitor through the mobile phones in the nearby bureau. Xia Shibin said, it's just that usually, every mobile phone has a corresponding authorization password. This password is only controlled by the headquarters. We don't know it. However, the headquarters told me your monitoring code. I have been monitoring you. Sure enough, I found out the secret. Ha 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 ha. Xiao Chen looked at Xia Shibin and was a little speechless. This guy really has the potential to be a spy. All kinds of secretly recording and monitoring are out of control. It's impossible to guard against. It seems that Song Hua Wu doesn't know about this. Song Huawu's expression was a little dark. She deliberately turned off her mobile phone. She didn't expect that the close-range monitoring function was so awesome. It could actually be turned off and monitored. Xia Shibin, since you recognized me, then it's nothing. Sit down and talk. Xiao Chen pointed to the sofa over there and said, looking at your appearance, you haven't reported it yet, right? You came to me for some other purpose, right? Yes, Xiao Chen. You teach me the secret of transforming into other people's appearance, and I can let you go. Xia Shibin said, how about it? As long as you tell me, I can act as if nothing happened, and I haven't seen you. I will let you go. Of course, if you can't escape and get caught again, then don't blame me. Hee, I knew it. Xiao Chen smiled faintly after listening. I can't teach you this. Your physique isn't good enough. You can't practice our Devil Gates mind technique. It's useless to teach you. That means there's nothing to talk about? Xia Shibin's expression changed, and he said with some malevolence, you better think it through. If you don't cooperate, I'll tell the Supernatural Investigation Bureau that you're here and let them catch you. At that time, you won't be able to return. I say, Xia Shibin, what benefits do you get from doing this? Do you think that you can be valued by doing this? Xiao Chen asked faintly, do you think that you can be valued by jumping up and down like this? Is it your turn to be the team leader of Team C? I think the biggest possibility is still Song Huawu, right? Don't talk about this. If she is the team leader, I can also be the deputy team leader. Xia Shibin said, have you thought about it? Xia Shibin, why don't I let you listen to a recording? Xiao Chen took out his mobile phone and clicked on a recording. I recorded what you said to me just now. Don't you want to listen? If this is heard by the Supernatural Investigation Bureau, you won't have a good time. From Xiao Chen's mobile phone, the words that Xia Shibin had just said to him came out, including Xia Shibin saying that as long as Xiao Chen said the secret of changing his face, he would let go of Xiao Chen. You are very good. Xia Shibin's face changed again and again. I learned it from you. Xiao Chen smiled. But, so what? I can tell the Supernatural Investigation Bureau that I lied to you by asking you to tell the secret. Let's see if someone believes me or you at that time. Xia Shibin immediately thought of an excuse. Oh, okay, then I will let you listen to another recording. As Xiao Chen said this, he clicked on another recording. It was the recording that Lu Zhenming had recorded before. Xia Shibin used his identity to threaten Lu Zhenming. Xia Shibin was stunned. How do you have this? What do you mean? I don't mean anything. You say, if I spread this recording, will the Supernatural Investigation Bureau still protect you? Xiao Chen said indifferently, it doesn't matter if you have someone to protect you. This matter. Chapter 503. You. Xia Shibin didn't expect Xiao Chen to bring up this matter. He was a little exasperated. Xiao Chen, how dare you? Why wouldn't I dare? Xiao Chen said indifferently, you can quibble about the previous recording. What about this? Xia Shibin took a few deep breaths. He didn't expect that Xiao Chen actually kept this trump card. Indeed, it would be a big scandal if this matter was spread out. Although he helped Yang Tan was already dead. He and Xia Zhili weren't on good terms to the point where Xia Zhili would spare no effort to protect him. At that time, he was afraid that the fate waiting for him would be to be fired. After thinking about it and weighing the pros and cons, Xia Shibin finally said, Xiao Chen, tell me. What do you want? It's very simple. I will be Yang Tan in the future, and you will still follow me. Yang Jiannan is the evil leader, and you are just a follower. So, I don't plan to do anything. As long as you admit my identity as Yang Tan, then you will still be my underling. Xiao Chen said, having me to protect you is better than having an illusory backer, right? This. Xia Shibin was silent. What Xiao Chen said was indeed attractive enough. Yang Tan was dead, and he lost his backer in the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. It was hard to say whether Xia Zhili would accept him. After all, he was only a low-level figure in the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. He was just an ordinary member of Team C. It was almost impossible for him to be as successful as he was now. Moreover, the most important thing was that he and Yang Tan were very close in the beginning, and he had offended a lot of people. Those disobedient members were secretly targeted by Xia Shibin. Now that Yang Tan was dead, if he didn't get promoted, it would be difficult for him to move forward. It was hard to say whether he could continue to be a part of it. Therefore, Xia Shibin really listened to Xiao Chen's suggestion. His heart was constantly struggling. He wanted to make a reasonable choice. After all, this matter was very important. He had to be careful. After 10 minutes, but in Xia Shibin's eyes, it was a long time. He raised his head and said, "Okay, Xiao Chen, I promise you, but you have to protect me like when Yang Tan was here. And I want to follow you like before." "No problem. Our relationship is indispensable. I want you to help me cover, so your identity and status will not change. You used to be by Yang Tan's side, but now you can be by my side." However, at this point, Xiao Chen paused for a moment and said, "As long as you're obedient, I won't do anything to you. However, you don't have to think of using this matter to threaten me and ride roughshod over me. If you do, I'll kill you. You also know that my temper isn't very good. I like to kill people. Whoever I don't like, I'll kill them. Once I gain a firm foothold, I'll kill you without anyone knowing. That's an easy thing to do." Xia Shibin shivered. Indeed, what he thought before was that he wanted to obtain power and benefits through Xiao Chen. At that time, even if Xiao Chen was the leader of Team C, he knew his identity. If he did something out of line, he believed that Xiao Chen would turn a blind eye to it. Even his real status and authority would be similar to that of the leader of Team C. But now it seemed that his imagination was too simple. Xiao Chen would not allow him to do this. And Xiao Chen said it very clearly. If he dared to do this, he would kill him. Xia Shibin didn't think that this was a threat. In his opinion, Xiao Chen dared to do this, and it was 100% daring. Since Xiao Chen said it, it proved that as long as Xia Shibin was obedient, Xiao Chen would not kill him. Otherwise, if Xiao Chen really wanted to kill him, Xiao Chen wouldn't say it in advance. Xiao Chen would pretend to be courteous to Xia Shibin first, and then wait for the opportunity to kill him. "I understand. Brother Xiao, don't worry. You are my boss in the future. I will listen to you." Xia Shibin also made a decision decisively. "Sister Huawu, you have to protect me in the future. You can't always make things difficult for me behind my back like before. If you cooperate with Xiao Chen, I won't trouble you," Song Huawu said. In the past, she had indeed secretly opposed Xia Shibin. She was probably the only one in Team C who dared to oppose Xia Shibin. "Okay, no problem." Xia Shibin nodded again and again. "Oh yeah, Deputy Bureau Chief Xia just called me and asked me to confirm if Brother Yang is really fine. Brother Yang, what do you think? And I will give him a call back." Xiao Chen thought about it. He was already back. It wasn't right to let Xia Shibin reply, so he said, "You tell me roughly how Yang Tan usually talks to this Deputy Bureau Chief Xia. How is their relationship?" "Okay, I will tell you." Xia Shibin said quickly. Deputy Bureau Chief Xia's real name is Xia Zhili. Xia Shibin didn't hide anything. He was counting on working with Xiao Chen in the future. If Xiao Chen was fine, then he would be fine. So, he naturally hoped that Xiao Chen could muddle through. However, Xiao Chen listened to Xia Shibin's words and knew that although Yang Tan often secretly gave benefits to Xia Zhili, in fact, it was still the kind of relationship between a superior and a subordinate. There wasn't a deep relationship. It could only be said to be a relationship of benefits. That was easy. This Xia Zhili didn't know Yang Tan very well. He could completely disguise himself. He used Xia Shibin's mobile phone to call Xia Zhili. Xia Shibin, how is it? Did Yang Jiannan go back? Xia Zhili's voice came from the phone. Deputy Bureau Chief Xia, it's me, Yang Jiannan. I'm back, said Xiao Chen. Oh. Jiannan, you're back. Why didn't your previous mobile phone work? Asked Xia Zhili. The mobile phone fell to the bottom of the cliff. As Xiao Chen said this, he didn't expect Xia Zhili to actually open a video call request. Xiao Chen hesitated and didn't dare to open it. He pretended not to see it and continued, Deputy Bureau Chief Xia, let me tell you that I'm safe. I'm covered in blood now. I want to take a shower. I will visit you tomorrow morning. Oh, that's fine. You can come tomorrow. Xia Zhili actually wanted to confirm if the other party was Yang Tan, but after listening to him, he didn't force it. Instead, he said, then you give the phone to Xia Shibin. Okay, Deputy Bureau Chief Xia. As Xiao Chen said this, he gave the phone to Xia Shibin. Xia Shibin, is Yang Jiannan really back? Asked Xia Zhili. Team leader Yang is back. It's really scary but not dangerous. Xia Shibin said, Deputy Team Leader Song is also next to us. We just discussed it. Do you think that the arrest warrant for Xiao Chen can be cancelled? After all, Team Leader Yang is fine. It's not good to keep the arrest warrant, right? You don't have to worry about this. I'll handle it. Xia Zhili said, we'll talk about it when you come tomorrow. After that, Xia Zhili hung up the phone. Xiao Chen was secretly shocked, but Xia Shibin was puzzled. Brother Yang, it's good that you picked up the video call just now. Deputy Bureau Chief Xia can confirm that you're back. You didn't pick it up, I can't pick it up. My current appearance is only effective for human eyes. It's ineffective for those technological devices. Xiao Chen said, so, you should try to help me cover up in the future. Don't let people record me, and don't let people take photos of me. Otherwise, it will be exposed. It turns out to be like this. Xia Shibin was stunned. He was a little surprised. So, in the video in the nightclub, Brother Yang, you actually changed your appearance, but the surveillance video didn't record it successfully, right? It should be. Xiao Chen nodded. So, let's get ready. We'll go back to the Supernatural Investigation Bureau together tomorrow. I must meet Xia Zhili, or else he will always be suspicious. Okay, then we'll go back early tomorrow morning. Xia Shibin said, Brother Yang, are you staying at Sister Huawu's place? I'll go upstairs. Xiao Chen nodded. Staying at Song Huawu's place was the best choice. It was more convenient. Although Xia Shibin came over, he had no choice. It was a mutually beneficial relationship. Xiao Chen didn't want him to know too much about himself. Song Huawu's face was slightly red, but she didn't object. After all, it was the most convenient for Xiao Chen to live here. Moreover, she also knew that Xiao Chen probably wouldn't have any improper thoughts about her. Xia Shibin left, and only Song Huawu was left in the room. Xiao Chen fell on the sofa. He was a little tired. I'll sleep here tonight. It won't bother you, right? Song Huawu shook her head. Actually, there are 2 rooms here. There is a small bed in that room. You can sleep there. You don't have to sleep in the living room. So nice? Xiao Chen wasn't polite. He nodded and followed the direction Song Huawu pointed and entered the room. After hesitating for a while, Xiao Chen sent a group message to eldest Miss, Jean Bebe, Tang Tang, Yi Xiaoya, and Shen Jingxian. There were only 3 words, I'm fine. He didn't know whether Shen Jingxian could receive it or not. Mobile phones might not be allowed in her sect. After thinking for a while, Xiao Chen replied to Xiao Zhao's mysterious mailbox. I'm fine. If you see me one day, don't be surprised if I'm not called Xiao Chen or White Fox. Cheng Menjing and the others received Xiao Chen's message and were relieved. Eldest Miss went upstairs with Jean Bebe in silence. She felt a little uncomfortable without Xiao Chen at home all of a sudden. In the past, although she always asked Xiao Chen to do this and that as if she was dissatisfied with Xiao Chen, she was actually quite satisfied with Xiao Chen. Unexpectedly, the feeling she had at that moment came true. Xiao Chen had really left. Cheng Menjing felt empty in her heart as if she had lost something. When Xiao Chen transferred to another school, she didn't have such a feeling. But now, she began to miss him and get used to the days when he was with her. Cousin Menjing, don't worry. My cousin-in-law is so powerful. He will be fine. Yang Tan is an expert in the first level of martial master. Even he was killed by my cousin-in-law easily. Jean Bebe comforted her. Who's worried about him? Cheng Menjing, however, snorted. He only knows how to make trouble every day. Why did he provoke Yang Tan? If he sat at the same table with me at school, how could he have provoked Yang Tan? He became enemies with Yang Tan because he fell in love with Song Huawu. I'm afraid that he will get the Cheng family into trouble. That bastard. Chapter 504. Ah. Jean Bebe looked at Cheng Menjing, who said one thing but meant another. She patted her forehead and said, all right, we'll make an announcement in the warrior guild tomorrow. We'll say that Xiao Chen has nothing to do with us. That's not necessary. We have to spend points. No way. Cheng Menjing said hurriedly, because it's not worth it for him to spend points. Fine. Jean Bebe shrugged. I wonder where my cousin-in-law is. He can go wherever he wants. Cheng Menjing was quite unhappy. Why didn't you tell me earlier that you were so powerful? If you had told me earlier, the Cheng family would not have broken off the engagement, right? You obviously like Shen Jingxian and don't like me. You can't wait to break off the engagement, can't you? You flirt with Song Huawu. You are dumbfounded now, aren't you? You are a wanted man now, aren't you? You deserve it. Cheng Menjing cursed while praying that Xiao Chen would not be caught. As for Yi Xiaoya, she called her master as soon as she returned to her room. As for Yi Xiaoya, she called her master, Qi Xiangmei, as soon as she returned to her room. Xiaoya, I was going to call you even if you didn't call me. White Fox is Xiao Chen. Why didn't you tell me before? Qi Xiangmei asked. I just found out. Before Yi Xiaoya could tell her, Xiao Chen was in trouble. Alright, the people from the extreme ice sect might look for you to understand the situation. However, you don't have to be afraid of them. Don't betray Xiao Chen either. I will back you up. Qi Xiangmei was very determined when she said this. However, Yi Xiaoya was not surprised at all. She said, I understand. I won't betray him. Instead, I will try my best to help him. That's good. I won't tell you more. I believe you know what to do, Qi Xiangmei reminded her. Yes, I know what to do, Yi Xiaoya replied. Xiao Chen lay on the strange bed and could not fall asleep for a long time. The facilities in the room were simple, just like in a hotel. However, Xiao Chen was not at ease. When he was chased out of the Xiao family, he had a brief moment of confusion. It was the elder heaven ancestor who had rekindled his hope in life. Now, he had the same feeling again. Xiao Chen did not know where he should go in the future. The identity of Yang Tan might bring him some convenience, but it would also bring him some troubles. The flaw of the illusion caused Xiao Chen to have to be extremely careful in the future. Otherwise, it was very likely that Xiao Chen's previous efforts would all go to waste. After cultivating for an entire night, Xiao Chen subconsciously wanted to cook when he woke up in the morning. However, when he opened his eyes, he realized that he was no longer in the villa, and there was no need for him to cook. When he woke up in the morning, he subconsciously wanted to cook. However, when he opened his eyes, he found that he was no longer in the villa, so there was no need to cook. Looking at the sky outside, Xiao Chen planned to get up and go to the bathroom. However, when he came out of the room, he saw Song Huawu busy in the kitchen. When she saw Xiao Chen come out, she was a little surprised. Xiao Chen, why are you up so early? Yes, of course. Song Huawu said, I don't like to eat outside, so I cook by myself every day. I brought you some today. Try my cooking. Okay. Xiao Chen did not expect Song Huawu to be such a virtuous girl. She even knew how to cook. These days, there were not many girls who could cook. Moreover, she took the initiative to bring him a portion. It was hard for Xiao Chen to imagine that she had such a gentle side. Soon, Song Huawu served breakfast. It was fried eggs and purple potato porridge. Although the eggs were fried, they looked good. Xiao Chen could not wait to take a bite. He did not eat last night. How is it? Asked Song Huawu. Not bad. I'll make it for you tomorrow, said Xiao Chen. Huh? Are you for real? You'll make it for me? Song Huawu was a little surprised. Do you know how to cook? Xiao Chen was a little speechless. I started out selling fried dough sticks. Didn't you investigate me? I thought you were here to do hard labor. Song Huawu smiled embarrassedly. Okay, then I'll wait and see. Hurry up and eat. After eating, we'll go to the Supernatural Investigation Bureau's Northern Branch. Deputy Bureau Chief Xia is the person in charge there. Okay. Xiao Chen nodded and quickly finished the porridge and fried eggs in front of him. Song Huawu did not expect him to eat so much, but fortunately, she made more. There was still some left in the pot. Xiao Chen finished them all. After Xia Shibin finished his breakfast downstairs, he came to find Xiao Chen and Song Huawu. He knocked on the door. At this time, Xiao Chen and Song Huawu were already dressed. The three of them went to the Supernatural Investigation Bureau's Northern Branch together. Xia Zhili was one of the elders of the Supernatural Investigation Bureau. Back then, he had relied on his profound martial cultivation strength to join. This person was good at currying favor, and he had climbed to his current position step by step. Currently, he was one of the most authoritative figures in the Northern Branch. Xiao Chen came to the Northern Branch with Song Huawu and Xia Shibin. The people at the door knew Yang Jiannan and the others, so they did not stop them and let them in smoothly. Xiao Chen tried his best to avoid the direction of the surveillance cameras. Of course, it did not matter even if he was recorded because nothing special happened. The Supernatural Investigation Bureau would not check the surveillance cameras for no reason. Under Song Huawu's hint, they came to the door of Xia Zhili's office with ease. They knocked on the door, and a deep voice came from inside. Who is it? Come in. Deputy Bureau Chief Xia, it's me, Yang Jiannan. Xiao Chen pushed the door open with a smile, followed by Song Huawu and Xia Shibin. It's Jiannan. You're really fine. It's good that you're fine. When Xia Zhili saw Yang Tan, he breathed a sigh of relief and said, don't be so reckless next time. He's just an insignificant person. Is there a need to recover so quickly? Insignificant person my ass. Old man, I'll kick you to death sooner or later. On the surface, Xiao Chen looked like he had learned a lesson. He nodded and said, sigh, it's also because I was impulsive. Isn't it because Chen Yuhan from the extreme ice sect begged me? I couldn't refuse, so I agreed. I was thinking that there's no harm in our Supernatural Investigation Bureau roping in more sections. When Deputy Bureau Chief Xia's ranking moves up, I can also be transferred to Team B to manage these sects. You're considerate. Xia Zhili nodded and said, but in the future, you have to discuss it with me. I understand, Deputy Bureau Chief Xia. Don't worry, I know what to do. Xiao Chen quickly said. By the way, I heard from Huawu that there's an ancient ruin near Songning City. Xia Zhili changed the topic and asked. Xiao Chen didn't answer. Even if he knew, he still turned his gaze to Song Huawu. Yes, Deputy Bureau Chief Xia. There's indeed an ancient ruin, but I'm not sure of its exact location. I'm still following up on this matter. Song Huawu said. Jiannan, when the time comes, you should follow and see if there's anything good. Xia Zhili glanced at Xiao Chen and hinted. Okay, if there's something good, I'll bring it back for you. Xiao Chen quickly nodded. Xia Zhili was very satisfied and continued, Jiannan, you and Huawu have been working together for some time now, right? I'm actually very optimistic about the two of you being together. After all, the nature of our Supernatural Investigation Bureau's work is special. It's not easy to find partners outside the circle. So, Huawu, you can consider it. Yang Jiannan had become Xiao Chen. Song Huawu naturally wouldn't be as resistant as before, but she still acted calmly. A hint of disgust flashed in her eyes, and then she said, Okay, Deputy Bureau Chief Xia, I understand. Okay, then you guys go. Call me if there's anything. Xia Zhili didn't say much. He just casually helped Yang Jiannan. Whether it succeeded or not was another matter. On the surface, as a superior, he was very concerned about his subordinates. By the way, Deputy Bureau Chief Xia, can we cancel the arrest warrant for Xiao Chen? Before Xiao Chen left, he asked, Isn't it a bit too much to issue a warrant for an ordinary family's young master? You don't have to worry about this. Since I've already issued a warrant, if I cancel it now, wouldn't it mean that I've done something wrong? However, Xia Zhili waved his hand and said, You don't have to worry about this. If he's wrong, then he's wrong. He's just a nobody. Who cares about him? Old B** starred, I really want to slap you to death. Xiao Chen was so angry that he gritted his teeth. However, he could only let it be for now. He would look for opportunities in the future. He nodded and said, Deputy Bureau Chief Xia, then I'll leave first. When the time comes, I'll see if there's anything good in the ancient ruins for you. Okay. Xia Zhili nodded noncommittally. Xiao Chen returned to Songning City with Song Huawu and Xia Shibin and went to school. This time, Xiao Chen swaggered to the seat of Xiao Chen. Anyway, Xiao Chen had run away, and he, Yang Tan, was back. Naturally, he would sit in this seat. Seeing that Yang Tan was not dead and had come to school, Qing Menjing and Jean Bebe were instantly shocked. What the F***ck, Yang Tan is not dead? Jean Bebe's eyes widened. Wasn't he killed by my cousin-in-law? Who knows? Qing Menjing was a little puzzled, too. The news that Yang Tan was not dead had not spread out. They only learned about it today. If Yang Tan is not dead, why is my cousin-in-law still wanted? I'll go and ask him. Jean Bebe was a little angry. She stood up and rushed to Yang Tan. Hey, Yang Tan, Jean Bebe came to Xiao Chen and stared at him with her hands on her waist. Where's my cousin-in-law? Who knows where your cousin-in-law is? Seeing that Jean Bebe was so concerned about him, Xiao Chen was touched. However, he still pretended to be Yang Tan and sneered. You lost your cousin-in-law and came to me? You didn't have an affair with him, did you? What does it have to do with you? You envy him, don't you? Jean Bebe snorted. Since you're not dead, why are you still wanted for my cousin-in-law? Cancel the wanted order and let him come back. I'm sorry. The wanted order is because he killed Shin Yuhan of the Extreme Ice Sect. It has nothing to do with me, Xiao Chen said. Unless the Extreme Ice Sect stops pursuing it, there's nothing I can do. Humph. Jean Bebe was so angry that she kicked Xiao Chen's foot. You're tuning into the Journey of the Soul YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.